What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Tiege pack. Tiege makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Tiege Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tiege Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Tiege Hanley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Tiege pack. Feel the Tiege, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for rocking out with the Millionaire Morning Show. I think that it's going to be an incredible day. It's going to be a very entertaining day. I do plan on letting you guys come up to the panel. We got some different things that we want to go over. Life lessons, business principles, and then an opportunity for you guys to be able to come up here and address me with whatever it is that you had big energy for this weekend. That is what we're going to address personally. So first and foremost, I do want to say that I appreciate you. I love you. Please hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Shout out to all of my people in the chat. I definitely want to give a shout out and some love to the Court of Public Opinion. Says, do you recommend any books on how to sell yourself in business? The first book that you should look at is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Napoleon Hill. How to win friends and influence people, right? And a couple different lessons in sales is that people do things because they like you, not necessarily just because you got the best product, right? And so overcoming objection, law of averages, overcoming objection as far as getting past the gatekeeper, being able to quickly identify who's a decision maker, letting you know how long to be able to stand in front of somebody before you understand that no sale is coming so you can move over to the next person. Law of averages, meaning that if you hit 100 doors or you hit 100 businesses, then if you got your pitch right and you're actually refining what it is that you're saying to the people, that you're definitely going to get at least 10, 15, 20, depending on what the average is in that in that business or in your specific industry. And then Making Friends with Kool-Aid, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That is very much an incredible book because it shows you how to network more effectively. And I would also recommend Freakonomics. A lot of people don't really know about that book. It's called Freakonomics, and it shows you the different ways and the anomalies in which people use to their advantage in order to ensure that they are successful. All right. So I'll give you one example of what Freakonomics talks about. Kids that are born in a specific time of the year are more likely to be successful when it comes to sports. And is largely because of the age ranges and the brackets by which they're divided depending on, you know, where it is that they're being slotted, how much faster that they mature, the time of the year that they born, the time of the the month that they're born, all of that factors. And a lot of people are not familiar with this because they don't read. They only be on the internet talking about different things that don't matter about shit. But I read on a regular basis, and I actually read every day. Freakonomics is an incredible book. If you have not read Freakonomics, first, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and then Freakonomics, it gives you a better understanding of how people then are very, very intentional about how many kids that they have, what time of the year that they have their kids, what time of the year that you're supposed to sell, how you're supposed to tackle certain things, what time of the day you're supposed to drop certain things, and when you're supposed to have certain conversations. The whole 9 yards. Everything that we do is strategic, but I'll get into that in a minute. That's a very, very good question. So shout out to the Court of Public Opinion. I like that question. Miss Joy says, "Happy Good Friday, y'all. Happy Good Friday to all of my people out here in the YouTube world and all of these other type of places." So, yeah, man, it's a lot of different things. It's a lot of different things. Oh yeah, somebody said, "Anton, have you seen the Fed now?" I've been hearing about that a lot. Let me pull that up. I'm not as familiar as y'all may think I am about everything because I be having so much going on all at the same time. Let me see what's happening. Let's talk about Fed now. Fed now, Fed now, Fed now, Fed now. Fed now. It's a lot of different videos that's going on with the Fed now. So I have to tap into that and see what that's about. Give me a second. Give me a second. Or maybe I'll push that off until Monday. Oh. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Let me do a little bit of research, and then I'll be able to dig into it a little bit more before we get into it. Let me see what else y'all talking about in this chat. Y'all kicking it? Y'all chilling? Y'all having a good time? Fridays is for me, it might be Coogee Day. I might hit y'all with a different Coogee every Friday because Coogee down to the socks, rings and watch filled with rocks. And my gem knocks in your Mitsubishi. Shout out to Biggie. Spiritual politics is in the building. Says, "Bag Chaser, what up? I want to pick on the systematic racism folks. Why would the system allow a black man to vote 50 years before a white woman? LOL. Well, trying to cam up with you." Oh, y'all want to have some conversations today. Y'all want to get off y'all big smoke. Get off on what's on your mind. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started with the show. Make sure y'all tap in, hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Tiege Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description. Also, I am going to the Lamborghini dealership to go and drop down my deposit on my Revelto. I don't know if the V is supposed to be silent. Revelto. Today. So I slept on it. I was going back and forth. I'm trying to understand whether or not that's what I really want, or if I want to go higher, I want to go lower. What do I want to shoot for? Let me kind of give y'all an idea of the Lamborghini Revelto. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'll just pull it up on Lamborghini's website. Let's see if we can blow this down. Blow it down. So, the Revelto. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous car. Absolutely incredible. I mean, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. One of the most gorgeous things that I've ever seen in my entire life. Real talk. I've been obsessing over this car since it came out. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. You can get it in white. I got to get it in white. I think I got everything I do is in white. Everything I do is in white. Look at that. It's gorgeous. I've been configuring mines and everything like that. I already know what I'm going to do as soon as I get to the dealership. Oh my God. Look at that thing. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I might have to have it. I might have to get it in that exact color too. I don't know. I don't know, but that thing look incredible. But to speak to your point real quick, spiritual world or spiritual politics, um, I don't think that there's any standards within the community. I was watching a couple streams yesterday, including I was watching Sarah Garvey on O'Shea Duke Jackson's live stream yesterday. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. That's my guy. We kick it or whatever. And not to beat on a dead horse because I'm kind of over this whole division beef stuff. I think that it's fun and it's entertaining to play in every once in a while. Um, but then it just gets old. It gets tired after a while. And you want to talk about some other things. You want to add value, right? So, but what I found when I was listening to it, right? And anybody that listened to the interview that I did with him, and then listen to the interview that O'Shea Duke Jackson did with him, and then forget the interview. Look more into the comments, right? And the comments, and it's funny because I commented on O'Shea Duke Jackson's show last night, and I said, dang, I ain't even got my TV up right now. I get it later. And I said, you don't really have to do anything in the black community anymore. All you got to do is just show up and present yourself as a part of the sphere of whatever it is. Honestly, you don't have to do anything anymore. That's the honest to God truth. The only thing that you have to do is that you say whatever it is that you want to say that aligns with the majority of the people. It's the same thing as church. Anybody can get up in the pulpit as long as they can ha and they wear a black turtleneck and then they throw on a dashikis every once in a while. Maybe they leave their hair nappy and all of that type of stuff. And you don't actually have to do anything. That's the real reason why black people are behind and why they down is because there is no real requirement or barrier to entry as to why you should be able to do whatever it is that you want to do. Whether you talking about the job market, right? Let me break it down for you. I'm gonna put the final cap on this thing. All right. Think about it like this. In the black community, we have no real standards. Okay. Let's take it off of Sarah Garvey. Let's take it off just pearly things. Let's take it off on the division that's happening across this small portion of the internet like it really matters, right? And let's just really think about the black community as a whole or the black culture, right? Because the black culture does not just comprise of just black people or the black community. There's a lot of different people that's immersed in this culture. A lot of people call it hip hop culture. A lot of people call it the black culture and all of this rap culture, toxic culture. You name it, they say it, right? But think about it like this, and let's just break it down section by section, piece by piece. You can go up and say, I'm a spokesperson for black men, black women, whatever, right? And I found that on the internet, you can't just be who it is that you want to be anymore because it's too easy to find out who it is that you really are. We know if you got a kid, we know if you're married, we know if you got money, we know if you don't, right? We know if you were born in a specific city. We know everything there is to really know about you that you really need to know. And most people don't even use their real names. Think about that for a minute. Most people don't use their real names, and it's a reason for that. The very thing that I said that I was going to do when I got in this game, for better or for worse, regardless of how much it was going to hurt me or help me, and people being able to attack you, dox you, look you up, whatever. I said that I'm going to use my real name and I'm going to be authentically whoever it is that I am, right? And it really didn't, it doesn't matter about the criticism is, oh, Anton got a big head. I know, and I got a big dick too. Say that part also, right? Please say the baby. But I mean, think about it. It's the same thing in church. Anybody can get up on the pulpit, and as long as they huff, holler, and scream, you're going to say, yeah, preacher preached a good word. And then next thing you know, the whole community is destroyed and nobody is actually doing anything for anybody. Our standards when it comes to work, everybody is trying to take a shortcut. Hey, Anton, how can I get a quick certificate? Hey, Anton, how can I just get in the door? Why they don't just hire felons, right? When it comes to your neighborhood and your communities. Oh, man, you realer than a dude that actually went to school if you decide not to tell and make your community properties and values worse, if you decide to not report the crime that's happening in your community, because we're a bigger advocate for criminals than we are for the people that's actually doing it the right way. We hate the square and we champion the dude that is in and out of jail and prison and has got his stripes and didn't tell on nobody. That's who we are. We hate the square even when it comes to relationships. We talk about how a square is the loser and a dude that slept with everybody and got babies everywhere is the person that every woman wants within the black community. The people that actually is not married are the biggest talkers and speakers. Think about it. If the fastest way for you to be able to build wealth within your community is to have a strong family unit, then why are the people that have the most to say the ones that's the least available or the ones that's the biggest advocates against the marriage to black women? Now, I don't say, and it's one of the reasons why I'm not a manosphere. Like, I've never been in a manosphere, right? I'm just Anton. And so I say, listen, don't simp, but it's ways for you to be successfully married if that's what you decide to do. So the barrier to entry in order for you to be pro-black is not that you don't even have to be married anymore, let alone to a black woman. You don't have to have a black kid. You don't have to take care of your kid. You can be a single baby mama. You can be a single baby father. You can be an ex-drug dealer. You don't actually even have to show your face anymore if you're on a live stream. You don't have to put any money in anybody's pocket. You could have robbed black people. You ain't even got to be neutral. You can actually go and do the thing that's worse for black people and then come back and keep it real because you a real nigga. And all you got to go and get you a fight the power chain like Flavor Flav and get you a African Boombada chain. And then that makes you what? Better than who? Honestly, think about this shit for a minute. Look, go through and look at each and every single individual that says that they're pro-black on the internet. And I mean every spokesperson on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and all of your favorite platforms, including Facebook. And then go through, if they've been on the internet for any extended period of time, go through and see what their life is like. They pimps. They've been pimping on y'all. They pimp on your daughter. They pimp on your chick. They don't give a fuck about the women. They snitched on their homeboy that was actually the good guy and threw him under the bus in order for them to get a leg up. They not educated. They hate you. They despise you. They want the worst for you. And the people that's actually the best for you, that's actually doing the things in the community, those are the ones that they actually going to go against and kill. And then they going to call them a coon. So I'm not convinced. I'm not sold. I'm not impressed by anything or anyone that says that they're anything other than exactly who they are. And that's why I call everybody chameleons, because you can't sell me on shit. You can't tell me nothing. What you gonna tell me? Everything, every single measurable thing that you can define what success looks like in the black community, I beat you. There is nobody and no one that y'all are all championing and highlighting on any level, whether it be stability, loyalty, marriage, success, finances, hiring black people, putting back money in your community, sending people to college or funding businesses, and spirituality. In no way, shape, form possible is any of these people even remotely close to me. And that is a fact. These are things that we can really measure. Not how much you say you pro-black, not how many Kangos, black Kangos you put on your head, not how nappy your hair is. At the end of the day, when you talk about measurables, when we go through and we look at the stats, the one thing that I like about Skip and Shannon, ESPN, and all of these different things is that they have metrics. They say, listen, this is how much better that you are when you're on the floor, and when you leave the floor, this is how much worse the team gets. These are how many rings you have. These are how many assists you got, points, how long you've been doing it, right? When we have these conversations, let's talk measurables. Let's talk measurables. In what way, shape, or form, because again, I don't go by what you say, I go by what you do. I don't care how many people you say you for, I want to see how many you helped. In what way, shape, or form is anybody that's on any of these panels in any of these spaces even remotely close to you? Who? Where? When? How? Who, what, when, where, how? And sometimes why? So I'm not, it doesn't impress me. It doesn't mean anything to me. When you put the stats up on the board, on the Summer Jam screen, none of it means anything. It doesn't mean anything. So let's get to it, y'all. I want to make sure that I'm highlighting the super chats throughout the show to make sure that I'm acknowledging the people that hold me down on a regular basis. Shout out to my girl Q. Preston Walker sent me a hoodie. Says, morning, Anton and the Bag Chasing family. Remember, no fumbling, no bag fumbling on the Fridays. Idaho Bag Chaser, straight cooking at all times. We love it. Shout out to Preston Walkers in the building, and shout out to everybody that hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right, so let's get into it. This is how the show is going to go today. I'm going to talk about the different subjects. I'm going to give my thoughts. I want to break things down, and then I'm going to open up the panel for you guys to be able to jump up here and give your thoughts. If you have smoke, if you have a difference of opinion, if there's something that I touched on throughout this week that you actually disagree with, and I prefer to talk to the people that disagree with me more than the people that agree with me. If you think I'm crazy, if you think I'm whatever, this will be an opportunity to go get in the shower, brush your teeth, make sure your teeth is white, make sure your breath smell good. Just because we can't see it don't mean that we can't see it. Just because we can't see it don't mean that we can't. I can see through the camera whether or not you dusty, whether or not you don't smell good. I can see through the camera whether or not you dusty and you don't smell good. All right, so get yourself together, get things right, and we're gonna address it accordingly. All right. On top of that, again, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. But I want to get into this, right? Because somebody sent me this. And this guy apparently caught his wife sending naked photos. Now, not girlfriend, not side chick, not girl you're in a relationship with. His wife cheating, sending naked photos to another man. Hurt my heart when I watched it. I'm going to need to share this with y'all. Again, I am going to open up the panel for y'all to be able to come up here. But in the meantime, let's get into the show.
So for the past few months, I had that feeling that there was something going on, like there was another person. So I always try to, get a hold of her phone and try to find out about the password so I could check it and see. I will always ask her, hey, how come you don't tell me your password no more? You didn't care about it before, now you care about it. She's like, oh, well, because you're supposed to trust me without me even showing you your phone, this and that.
First of all, the first red flag for me is he said for the past few months. For the past few months, he said that this woman, he's been having this feeling that his chick been cheating on him. Listen, buddy, no way, shape, and form am I ever going to be sitting there for months sleeping with a chick that's possibly sleeping with somebody else. No way, shape, and form that I'm going to be kissing a chick in the mouth that's possibly putting her lips somewhere else. No way, no how. You can forget it.
That would just raise red flags in my book. And I was like, okay, well, if something's going on, you're going to get caught in my mind, right? So the day came this Sunday afternoon, around 3-ish in the afternoon, and she went to walk the dog here in the neighborhood. I happened to be that I wanted to take a shower. I go into the restroom, in the master restroom. I go in the restroom, lock the door, and then someone here trying to get into the shower, I hear like a phone, like a video, YouTube video on the phone just going off. I'm like, whose phone is that? At first I thought it was my daughter's, and then I look around and I saw her phone there. I'm like, wait a minute, her phone is here.
Not y'all have kids together. Not y'all having kids together. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And it's unlocked. It's the time. Put that screen of the video to the side, and then I clicked on her messages, and I found the conversation she had with this one guy. And I went through the text. They all lovey-dovey here talking about, I miss you, this and that. Yeah, have a great workout, this and that. So I'm pretty sure this guy, she met him at the gym. I don't know. She's telling me a different story, but
he got the baby seat in the back. Y'all see it? He got a pickup truck and he got the baby seat. Don't cheat on him with the baby seat in the back. Baby girl. Don't cheat on him with the baby seat in the back. Oh my God.
I don't believe nothing she says no more. But long story short, next thing you know, as I'm going through the text messages, she's knocking on the door. She remembers she left her phone. She's like, man, I'm screwed. Knocking on the door, and then I'm like, what? I'm using the restroom. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm using the restroom. She's like, open the door. I'm like, wait, I'm in the restroom. She's like, duh. She found her way to open the door. She opened it, and then she's like, give me my phone. I'm like, who's Rob? She's like, give me my phone and I'll tell you. I'm like, no, who's Rob? And then I give it to you. Back and forth for a few seconds, and then started going through her pictures in front of her, and I saw her pictures of her naked that she has sent to him.
Oh my Jesus. That would just turn me into a savage. Y'all, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. Let me tell y'all, shout out to Thomas. I appreciate you. I'm going to be reading Super Chats throughout the show. I got a live stream, not a live stream, a pre-recorded thing. Me and Charleston got this new thing that we doing, and it's going to be revealed to y'all soon. But we hosted a couple people here, and it was a guy and his woman, and I don't want to reveal it just yet because it's going to be crazy. And he said his friends often ask him, or different people often ask him, and this guy actually got like interviews and he got footage with Stormy Daniels or whatever, but he was sitting on the couch with his wife, right? They talking about all of the things that they had went over. And he said, people often ask him, how do you know, or how do you really, really know if you're sitting on a solid marriage? I'm trying to get the words right, but I know I'm butchering it a little bit. He said, how do you know if y'all solid or y'all really, really down for each other? And I said, okay, so tell me what it is that you tell him. And he said, cover the kids' ears up for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to tell y'all, get the kids and the babies out because it is going to be one of those type of days. He said out of his own mouth, when your girl, I can't even say it. He said, when you can allow for your girl to go out and suck another guy's stuff, and then she comes back and you kiss her in the mouth, that's how y'all know that y'all on solid foundations. I swear to God, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Matter of fact, I might have to pull this one up. I might have to give y'all a sneak preview of that one. I'm telling you, I'm going to be releasing it on the Anton Daniels channel. It is insane. I don't even know. Actually, I'm only going to release a clip of it, but I'm going to drop it inside of the Patreon. So link to the Patreon is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. He said, when you can let your girl go out and she feels comfortable enough to tell you and go and suck another guy off and come back and you can kiss her in the mouth, then you know y'all on solid ground. Yo, me and Charleston lost we cut the camera at that point and we was like, you know what? We gonna have to take a break. I got up and I walked out. I promised to God, I got up and I walked out. I said, I'm not built for this. I'm not built for this. I'm not built for it. Y'all gonna see it. Q, you gonna see it. It's gonna drop on the Anton Daniels channel. Oh my God, it was one of the wildest things that I've ever heard in real life ever. And the girl was actually a former drug kingpin's daughter. And the guy, man, y'all just gonna have to see it for yourself. Let me continue to play this video.
And that's what I said. This is it, bro. This is nasty. This is nasty. You don't even send me pictures of you with a lingerie or you naked showing your chest to me. You're sending this picture to this guy?
That's because he unlocked her. He unlocked her. He's done things with her that you will never even know. Listen, fam, respectfully, you seeing these pictures is the least of what she's done. Whoever this guy is, he already got her heart, he got her mind, he got her soul, and he's destroyed her body in every single way possible.
Damn. That's nasty, bro.
No,
that's when I said to myself, this is it. I did told her, you're a slut. You're a whore. That's what you are. That's what the book says. That's what you are.
Ain't no book for
you're
this.
Married and
ain't no book for what I'm about to call you.
You're sending pictures to this guy and talking about this and that, and that's how I got to her phone. Just to answer your question, just thinking about it gives me a sour taste. All right, so I want to start off by saying from the get-go that this, what I'm posting, is not just because I want to.
Not the crying music in the back. Not the crying music. Hold on, let me see if I can get past this because I don't like the crying music in the back. I don't want it messing up my stream.
Kind of like slide down and you're able to see the pictures, those two persons. And sprinkle, like I am, that is of your wife cheating on you with somebody else, which is my case. And it's something recent. It's been, what, 2-3 days since I found out. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been like a low blow, like a big punch in the gut, you know? It hurts. It's like you have a flame inside of you, burning you. And you're like, man, 12 long years. And
12 years? 12 years? 12. Oh, wait. You know, the thing that you then start to wonder is because he would have to replay back in his mind all of the different scenarios and the different times that he probably overlooked what was really happening. I can't, listen, it's hard for me to believe that it's her first time doing it. If it's been 12 years, it's hard for me to believe that this is her first time doing it. I'm reading Super Chat shortly.
And for the last 6 months, she's been doing me wrong. Possibly not with just one man, but multiple. According to her, she's just been talking to them. That's it. But I know that's not the case. I read the messages. I send pictures, which, you know, you have an iPhone, you're able to click on top and then kind of like slide down, and you're able to see the pictures those two persons have been sharing with each other. And I saw pictures that are not nice pictures, man. That's my ex-partner being naked, sending pictures naked to another man after, you know, being married for 12 years with 2 kids. That's plain nasty.
Two kids. And these kids, this went viral, did over 1 million views in one day. Over 1 million views in one day. And the kids are going to see this one day. This is what social media is doing. The kids are going to see this one day. And you out here spilling out your guts to the whole world.
I don't even know how to put it into words. I mean, it's just sickening. Every time I think about it at night or during the day, I kind of need to like just step away from work and kind of like just, you know, pray to the Lord and ask him to just calm my emotions and let me just, you know, let me live and be happy and heal and just be there for my kids. So let me tell you 3 things that helped me notice and helped me find out that there was actually something going on with my ex-wife that led me to find out that, you know, she was cheating on me. Number 1, password on her iPhone. In the past, throughout the years, we had a 12-year relationship. In the past, I always knew her password. She always would just tell me what her password was. She will remind me what her password was. At this given point in the last 6, 7, 8 months or so, she wouldn't give me her password.
I can give you a bunch of red flags that I didn't heard from a lot of different people that I didn't coached. I'm reading super chat shortly. I can give you 1,000 red flags, but that is definitely one of them. If your girl, listen, bro, if your girl is worried about what it is that you're going to see in her phone, then you are on the bad end of that conversation, big dog. I hate to say it, especially if she married. If your girl is tripping over whether or not you gonna see something that's in her phone that's unsavory, you are on the bad end of the stick, big dog. I'm telling you, he is absolutely right.
Phone will always be locked. Anywhere she went, her phone will be with her. And I will ask her for the password. She wouldn't give it to me. She would say that, because of the work she does, she works in, insurance, the work she does, she always needs to go ahead and reset a password every week because of the system,
What?
because this and that. And I know that was BS. That was a lie.
What?
Second sign that I noticed was our personal alone time. And you know what I'm trying to say when I say personal alone time. That means me and her in our bedroom, to do the things that a married couple does, sex, be together. It was different. It was different on the way that she was always tired. She was always, I'm always sore from the gym.
No, that ain't what she's sore from. Oh, oh, oh. I can't walk right because I'm sore from the gym. No, she's raw. She's raw, homie. She's chafed. You know what I'm saying? She's raw. I'm sore from the gym. No, she not sore from the gym, big dog. She not sore from the gym, big dog. Listen, man. Listen, bruh. Oh. He shouldn't have waited no several months before he figured out what the heck was going on. Leg day. Oh man, y'all said that was leg day that day. Every day is leg day. He said it felt different. She did different things. y'all some savages in the chat. Say Gaines, Tia Marie.
My back hurts, my leg hurts, I can't move my legs, this and that.
Yeah, she really that she was telling you the truth. It just wasn't from the gym. She's telling you that. That's what we call a white lie.
It was always.
I said third leg day in the chat. Third leg day. Y'all are wild, bro.
An excuse. Even on the weekends, all the time. I'm not saying we wouldn't be together. Yes, we would from time to time, but it was different. It wasn't the same. It's like, I'm trying, you're not, So that's definitely the number 2 thing that I noticed that will give me hints, to let me know that there was another person in her life. And number 3, easy and simple. I need to meet friends. I need to make new friends. I need to go out. My girls from the gym, my girls from here, they want me to go have a drink with them. They want to just have a girls' night out. They want to go to the bar. She would tell me, Javier, you too, go out with your friends, go have fun, entertain yourself, have freedom, this and that. And I'm here like, I don't need to have freedom. I don't need to go out and have fun. I mean, if I need to go out and have fun, which is nothing wrong with it, but I'm a married man, I want to go out and have fun with you.
Ladies, look at what you're doing to the men that love you. All for the men that don't give a fuck about you. Think about that for a minute. Look at this good, wholesome man he don't want to go out. All he want to do, see, this is what I know. This is how I know y'all lying. This is how I know that almost every single woman that comes up on these panels or have these shows, ladies, I want to hear from y'all today. I know y'all lying. I know y'all lying. Come up here and sell me on the idea that y'all want a man that don't go out a lot. You want a man to be home that's always calling and checking up on you and stuff. Okay, Javier over here is doing it. He a good father. He got baby seats. He got a pickup truck, and his baby seats is in the pickup truck. That man ain't out there picking up no girls. That man got his beard together. He decided to go back to the gym after she cheated on him. He got all of his teeth. He goes to work every day. He's a good father. And guess what? This man is going to get the bad end of the stick, and the person that don't give a fuck about you is going to be the one that get everything from you. He's going to get your soul. He's going to get your mouth. He's going to get your back. He's going to get your front. He's going to get your feet. He's going to get your fingernails. He's going to get everything from you. And Javier is sitting there talking about it's third leg day. He's going to get everything from you. I'm telling you that most of these women, not all, but most of these women, they are not looking for a good man. No, y'all not going to sell me on it. You trying to have slut day and all of this other type of stuff. Let me see what King Javier is saying more.
My wife, right? Why would I want to go all the time with just my friends and go crazy like?
See, J Mont, this is not simping. I'm reading Super Chat shortly. He's not simping. He's saying, listen, I want to roll out with my wife. This is not simping, all right? There's a difference between being a simp and then being a good dude that's just not trying to be out here because he got 2 little kids and he thought that he had a chick, a wife, that he was going to church with every week. That's not simping to say, yo, I'm really not trying to be out here hanging with a bunch of other dudes when I got a chick that I can fuck on and on movie night. That's one of the benefits of getting married is that you got in-house pussy. No? Shit.
No. With you, I can have fun. With you, I can go out. With you, I can go to dinner. I can go to the movies. I can go here, and that. And we're staying together with the kids. Easy, simple. Why do you always want to go out with somebody else? Oh, that was a lie. She always wanted to go out because she had that one other person or multiple guys, I don't know, that she used to go out with and used to do whatever she used to do. Eating her money, eating my side of the money, and disrespecting me and her kids. That's number 3. That's how you know you're...
This is breaking my heart. This is breaking my heart. Breaks my heart to see good, wholesome guys out here doing the right thing, taking care of their kids, going to work every day, trying to build a legacy for y'all together, and you out here giving it up. You giving it up to Jerome, and Javier over there making sure that he taking care of himself and getting himself together for you every day. Javier is going in and paying the bills and making sure the heat is on. You know it's inflation out here. You know that Biden got inflation going at a record clip. Javier is out here fighting inflation, fighting demons and devils, and you out here, and Jerome is just having his way for you? Not Jerome. Don't let Jerome do what he want to with you when he want to with you. Oh my God, Jesus. Enough to make me cry. Enough to make me cry. Thomas Kyler says, Anton, but I call him Ton. What up, though? Because when he drops that knowledge, that's what it feels like. It feel like a ton. I like that. I like that. You must have been an ex-rapper in your day. Shout out to Thomas in the building. Patty Jackson says, with the 10 ball says, hey, Anton, you want a good laugh? Look up entitled woman demands target compensation. $1,000 plus grocery bill goes horribly wrong. It's a black woman demanding target for reparations. I have to check that out. Send it to me. Email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. Thank you, Patty. Persevere Data TV and Fred Simpson, Sir Sampson, Fred Mayo. Fred Mayo says, I will never find out if my marriage is on solid ground then. Don't let her kiss you. Don't let her kiss you. Persevere Data TV says, damn, he got to become Batman now, or the Joker, or Two-Face. He might become the other side of Two-Face because she did him all wrong. Edward M. says, once we get out of our feelings and overcome our cognitive dissonance, then we'll be able to realize Anton is speaking and represents the truth. I am a reflection of the thing that I advocate for, Ed. Yo, Ed, I'm a thing that I advocate for, bro. My dog, Class C Beats, with the 10 ball says, what kind of man makes a video like this for everyone to see? Shaking my head. Some dudes are weak as F these days. No wonder he lost her. Facts. You never gonna see me on the internet talking about how my chick was taking a whole load. For real, Class. Persevere Data TV says the whole load. Not half of it, but all of it. Levi with the 10 ball says, that's why your wife, if you get into it for sex, then that's what will end it. You married under God. So if she want that curve that come with leaving a marriage, let her have it. But you shouldn't, because you promised God. That's deep. That's a lot to take in right there. Right? How do you stay focused? And maybe that's a conversation that I'm gonna have over this weekend. How do you stay focused? How do you stay, zoned in when your entire purpose is upended by the idea that somebody is willing to take the whole load and then come back and possibly kiss you and the kids in the mouth? Greatness to Work is in the building, says, I saw a lot of cheating wives in corporate and their husbands still don't know to this day. Every married woman I saw in corporate were cheating. Are y'all saying that we need to stop letting our wives go to work in corporate America? My chick ain't working in corporate America. Are y'all saying that we need to stop letting our wives go and work in corporate America? That's what Greatness to Work is. Maybe that's the conversation that we need to have today. Kevin Robinson Jr. says that Coogee sweater fire, man. Where your Buffs at? Listen, I know Buffs is a Detroit thing, but Anton got a slightly different style. Slightly different style. Thank you for the compliment. Listen, this is Coogee Fridays. Fridays, we may break out a different Coogee every different Friday. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's going to make them feel a certain type of way, but it is what it is. Shout out to Matthew Washington, says, I see those gym results and time about to stunt. You know what it is? It's not so much about what it is that we do in the gym. It's the fact that I walk about 5 miles every day. I walk 2 miles from, 2 miles to my car, all of that type of stuff. I think it's the walking. I feel better. I sleep better. I get like, I make sure I close all of my rings on my Apple Watch every single day. It's just the being active every day. Being in the suburbs will keep you inactive. But yeah, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Shout out to Daryl J. Just came through and dropped off the 5 ball, holding us down. Kevin Robinson Jr. says, sore from Byron's BBC. Don't look that up, y'all. Don't Google BBC. Don't Google BBC. Don't Google BBC, or you gonna mess up your hard drive, especially if you at work. Don't look up BBC while you at work, because you're gonna wind up getting fired. I'm telling you, for those of you that's not familiar. Classy Beat says he did this to himself. He let Ish slide and was scared to confront her. Beta. Levi in the building says, I'll be real. Better him than me. I don't feel bad for him, or I'd be faking it. Drink some water, brother. Dang, y'all some savages. Listen to these savages in the chat, y'all. I got some savages in the bag chaser. Sir Sampson says she's sore from Jim. Not Jim. Not G-Y-M, J-I-M. Shout out to Jim. J-I-M. Persevere Data TV says, meanwhile, somebody playing big. I got a story to tell. You know, that was actually a real story. Persevere Data TV also says Javier got left with the husk, the end slice of the bread. Oh my God, y'all so savage. T-Mac with the 5 ball says, however, I stay Coogee down to the socks, rings and watch filled with rocks. AD with the Biggie vibes, just showing some appreciation from the H. Shout out to everybody in the H that's in the building. I appreciate you. Teflo, the technologist, says he is not simping. She broke her vows. Not good. I'm going to be dropping a link in the description very, very soon. Very, very soon. But before we do that, I want to switch over really quickly. And I want to actually, this wasn't even supposed to be a part of the show today. But I definitely want to switch over to this. And this is Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay. I'm going to be reading super chats shortly, so shout out to Jay Benji. Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay was interviewing Mendices, right? Now, Anton is not normally a type of guy that would want to talk about anything Mendices. Mendices is one of the dudes from the Love and Hip Hop. He was talking to that chick or whatever. But Mendices went and did some time. But Rita sent this to me, and she was like, yo, it's an entire podcast over an hour long. where Shannon Sharp was having a conversation with Mendices, and he said that he put his mother up as collateral in order to be able to get certain deals done within the drug game. Let me say that again. Dude said he put his mother up, at least that's what it says in the title, but I didn't want to go through and scrub the whole thing. So I did pull up a clip of something that I thought was interesting as far as the title was concerned. Let me speed it up a little bit because I want to actually, quality is fine. Go 1.5 speed. Let's get into the show. Shout out to Centennial G. I'm going to be reading Super Chat shortly.
What was the most money that you made in a deal?
In a deal? Profit? See, profit in one day, I think probably like $100,000 profit one day.
And you was like, okay, that's easy, fast money.
It was looking forward to the next day.
So,
right? So you make it and you don't get a chance to celebrate. You're just happy you didn't get caught. So you just worrying about, okay, what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
So
think about that for a minute. He said he made the most money he probably didn't made in one day from a profit perspective was $100,000. Now, think about this, ladies and gentlemen, and this is one of the reasons I'm gonna tell you why I wanted to have this conversation with you today. All right. One of the reasons, shout out to Spaces, one of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation with you guys today is because everybody is trying to take shortcuts. Everybody want to take a shortcut to success, right? I will tell you that I do not know not one person that's ever got into the game that did not suffer as a result of it, whether or not they went to jail, whether or not they got shot, somebody that they know got kidnapped. You know how I knew that I didn't want to be in a drug game? I'll tell you exactly how I knew. I knew I didn't want to be in a drug game because a lot of people are familiar. When I was younger, I used to sleep with like an M16 under my bed. It wasn't mine, but it was other people that would hide it under there in order to make sure that certain things played out. Listen, it was a little different in Detroit. I'm telling you that it was a little different in Detroit. And I've seen that M16 come out multiple different times for certain issues and certain reasons that need to be solved for. But one of the reasons why I knew that I couldn't ever be in a dope game, actually it was two reasons. The first reason was it just didn't seem lucrative. The amount of risk and the amount of time that they had to do if they was to ever get caught versus the amount of money that a lot of them dudes was making. I was thinking to myself, you could just go get a regular job. Listen, I wasn't the smartest knife in the toolbox or the sharpest knife in the toolbox. The one thing that I realized was it just didn't seem lucrative because it seemed like everybody that was doing it was getting football numbers. And then they was coming home and not even being able to get a job when they turned their life around. The short-term results didn't match up with the long-term sentences that was coming on with it. The other reason that I knew I didn't want to get into the game is because I realized, and this is what one of my OGs, I wouldn't even call him my OG, I would just say he was a dude that gave me the game that was heavy into the game and he was making a lot of money. He says, Anton, at some point you realize that you can't keep your hands clean. I said, what did that mean? He said, you're going to have to hurt somebody and make somebody an example because somebody is going to try to run off on a plug. Somebody going to try to punk you. And the minute that somebody does something to you, now you got to put your freedom on the line even more in order to make an example out of them to let people know that this can't happen or you can't do this or you're going to have to suffer the consequences as a result of it. You're not going to run out on a plug. And I said, you know what? When I look at A, the amount of money that y'all making, B, the fact that I know that I'm not built for jail or prison, and then C, that I got to do something to somebody at some point, and I just can't do it from a business perspective because let me tell you, the regular corporate business game is already more cutthroat. YouTube is cutthroat. The regular corporate America is cutthroat. But if I got to go and do something to somebody and kill somebody and make an example of somebody just because they ran off on me on some money, I'm out. I'm out. I don't want no parts of it. Let me go ahead and do my square life. It ain't nothing for it. I know you want to do it. I know you want to do it. I'm going to be the one statistic that make it out of the hood. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to buy my Lamborghini a little bit differently than y'all's. That's how I knew I didn't want to be in the game.
When you make, let's just say you made $100,000 profit. Did you think, man, I'm gonna go buy this? Let me go celebrate. I mean, did you buy anything with it? Did you get a chance to enjoy any of it?
Yeah, I got a chance. I bought a lot of cars. I took care of my peoples. We partied, we traveled, we lived life as to what we thought was living life.
Right.
Right. You know, I look back on it now, it ain't shit.
Right.
But back then, coming from the projects, most people in the projects don't get a chance to. They never been on. It's some people I took on a plane for their first time, grown men.
Right.
So to be able to take
To give them back
15 people on a plane and say, let's go to Miami for the weekend and put them all in rooms and have fun and do things. We was like little kids with money.
Right.
So
But think about it. I do that now. We can do that now. And we ain't never been to jail. We ain't never sold a drug. We ain't never got to look over our shoulder to realize of whether or not if somebody is going to come for us. We ain't never got to worry about none of that. We can pay our taxes. We ain't got to worry about never sitting down and doing no time. It ain't no amount of time. I don't care if it's 10 hours or 10 days. It ain't no amount of time that you going to give me that can make me feel good about missing out on my daughter's life. Not 1 minute.
you know, that we call that at that time living life.
Right. Did you ever look over your shoulder? Did you find yourself constantly peeking out the window?
Yeah, listen,
Yeah.
I had home invasions. I had attempt kidnaps. I had been through like so much that I was paranoid.
Right.
Right. I had correction officers dress up like cops and act like they were serving a warrant.
Right.
Meanwhile, I see them stuffing bags and taking the money out the bags and stuffing in a bulletproof vest. And I remember my brother said they ain't cops, they robbing us. So in that instance, just trust issues. I didn't trust no one.
Right.
I didn't know, like I had friends, watching friends kill friends, watching girls set guys up. It was a movie,
Right.
a real movie.
Watching friends kill friends. I don't want to be no part of that game. Watching friends kill friends and then watching girls set guys up. Watching friends kill friends and then watching girls set guys up. I was at the bar the other day. Actually, it was last weekend. And I think it was the day that I had the Coogee sweater on. The last Coogee sweater last weekend. And I ran into my homie because I'm always out and about in the city. And so when you see me say what up, though, a lot of y'all run into me. I ran into some people at Fifth Tavern. Ran into some people at 11. Ran into some people at Greektown last night for Tigers opening day. Shout out to y'all. What up, though? Say what up when you see me in the streets. I say what up to everybody. You might see me riding through in the Porsche. You might see me riding through in the Mercedes. I might even be low-key and undercover in my Hyundai Tucson because I don't even want to be known or seen at that particular time, depending on what it is that I'm trying to get myself into. But my point is, so I tap into we stop at the bar, and so I'm always sitting at the bar. I'm never in a booth. And my mans was sitting there, right? And I was actually telling this story the other day, and I was giving, me and Charleston and Dewberry, we was kicking it. Shout out to my dudes. And we kicking it, and so it's some girls at the bar, and so you just social. Everybody having a good time, everybody drinking, we kicking it. The whole vibes is kicking it and all of that, right? And so my mans, which I didn't come to the bar with him. I'm usually going out by myself or either I'm with Rita. But my mans, you know what I'm saying? He like, what up, Tyner? So we kicking it or whatever. And then, he talking to the girls or whatever. And so one of them like, yeah, I mean, who's who. When you around in the city, everybody knows somebody, or everybody is one or two people removed away from knowing who somebody else is in a general sense. In most instances, if you active and if you around, most people know who is who, right? And so, he like about to take her home or whatever, and so he like, yeah, whatever. I'm about to dip out. She rolling with me, because apparently she had rolled with her homegirl, and so she like, yeah, I'm gonna roll with him or whatever. I said, all right, cool. I said, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to tap in with you tomorrow. He said, yeah, I'm about to take her home. And I said, wait. Hold on, homie. I said, let me kick it with my homie for a minute. So we go outside. We go and kick it. I said, what you about to do? He said, I'm about to take her home. I said, take her home where? To your home? He said, yeah, I'm about to take her to the crib. I said, nigga, you must have just got out of prison, or you must have just got out of a bad relationship, and you just now hitting the streets or something. And he said, why you say that? I said, man, don't you know? Because he a fresh dude. He fly. He had on his Gucci loafers and everything like that. He had on a Rolex just like me. I said, man, don't you know that that's the fastest way for you to get set up? You don't take no girl back to your house. Man, what's wrong with you? You about to take her back to find out where you live and you just met her tonight? Is you crazy? Is you smoking crack? Shout out to Lucky. I'm going to highlight the super chats in a minute. Man, listen. For all of y'all dudes that's green, The fastest way to get a dude set up is not to plot on him, is not to stalk him, it's not to do nothing like that. All you got to do is put a bad chick in front of him, and he gonna drop every single thing that he thought that he knew about being cautious right out the window, because the only thing that he focused on is getting his dick wet. That is a fact. The fastest and the easiest way to get set up is to think that you macking on a chick at the bar. It's to think that she going home with you and you don't even, and she might be, but you fool, man. She know where you live at. She got air tags in your location. She can just drop the location, drop the pin to the homies. She gonna take note of what it is that where you live at. She gonna get you cool, and you never gonna know that she got you set up. She got you clocked. You never, ever, ever, ever in life ever take a woman that you just met back to your house. I know y'all think it's cool. I know you think it's sweet, but I'm telling you that some of y'all are green. You green out here. It's a dirty game. You think that these women got your best interests at heart? Okay. I'm reading Super Chat shortly.
Movie.
Right. So how are your trust issues now? Do you still have trust issues?
So I still have them, but they're not as worse as it used to be because I'm not in that lifestyle no
Right.
more. So it's like, if you want to stick me up, go to the bank and, just get them a letter and see how far that gets you. But the trust issues I have now is just, I'm still, doing okay for myself. So when you're doing okay, everybody, you experience everybody saying they love you, want to be around, call your phone, want help, want this, want that. And if you got a good heart, I'm gonna help someone.
Right.
But sometimes it's not always good. You gotta be careful who you help.
Right. Do you ever worry about your past? Anybody from your past running down on you? Do you think about that? Or are you so far removed from that?
I'm so far removed from that, but I feel, in my opinion, I did right by people.
Right.
If I did wrong, it's because you caused me to do wrong.
Right.
You forced my hand. You fucked up and you did some shit.
Right.
And you got to eat that.
Right.
But I never. I'm not
ain't
I ain't a troublemaker. I like to get money, have fun at that time. I was with the.
That's the worst part about the whole life, though, right? Is that you can never just be able to go to sleep in peace. I know people that used to be in the life, and they haven't been in a life for over 20 years. Honestly, I know grown men that are in their 50s and their 60s. This is the honest to God truth. Never lie. I know grown men that was my OGs when we was coming up, that's in their 50s and 60s. And they said, yeah, man, me and my wife, and they've been married for 20 and 30 years and shit like that. Got kids that's grown almost in college and stuff like that. And they said, man, I was out there and I went into the grocery store and I seen a dude that I got into it with and I scrapped with and I beat up 25 years ago and I got scared. Think about this shit, y'all. Shout out to Lucky. They said, man, I got into it with that dude when I was 25, 20. And he said, man, I'm telling you, when he said, listen, I had to walk up to him and I said, yo, we good? And the dude was like, oh yeah, we good. I'm living a different type of life now. And he still don't even know. He had to go up to him and talk to him just to put his mind at ease because he had his wife in another aisle and he was going down to go get some cold cereal. 20, 30 years ago, he got into it with a dude and then they scrapped and then the dude said that he was going to come back and get him. And then he ran into the dude at the grocery store and they had to have a conversation to make sure that they was good. And he still don't even know whether or not the dude was good on him. Because you don't know people. You don't know what their vindictive motive is. You don't know nothing. You have no clue. And I can't live my life like that. I can't live my life like that. I can't live my life in a way in which I got to feel like I'm looking over my shoulder because I got into some shit that I wasn't supposed to be in 20 years ago. And that shit going to come back and haunt me one day when I'm sitting there green as ever, sitting in the movie theater with my wife and the motherfucker noticed me walking in and I never seen him and then he come in and blow my, man, I ain't got time for that shit. I ain't got time for that, bro. Men that are 50 and 60 years old, grown children, turned their life over to God and they sitting there in the grocery store worried about whether or not a dude that they got into it with, a long time ago is still feeling some type of way about it. Man, fuck that. Y'all can have that. Y'all can have that. Listen, when you get older, that tough shit go out the window. I know a lot of y'all think that y'all tough, but let me tell you something. My goal in life is to go and get this fucking Lamborghini Ruvelto right there. You see it? I'm about to go order it today. I'm literally going to order it today. I want to drive this Lamborghini Ruvelto. I want to get a lot of pussy. I want to fuck on a lot of pussy. You know what I'm saying? I want to have sex forever. I want to get some head. I want to travel the fucking world. I want my daughter to do really, really well in order to make sure that she don't get no student debt going through college. And I want to grow old and be on the barbecue pit. And I want to be flipping the burgers and shit like that. Man, ain't nobody but trying to be out here beefing with y'all. Fuck y'all. Y'all can have all of that tough guy shit. Listen, that's 20, 30. I'm the type of nigga to apologize and I ain't even did nothing wrong. Just because. I ain't never even gonna see you again. Oh, okay, my bad, bro. I ain't even mean for you to step on my shoe. Man, fuck him. I'm about to be in Rome next week. We gonna be in the Santo Domingo. We going to Vegas and then we going straight to the Santo Domingo. I'm not even gonna be here for half. Listen, my live streams is not even gonna be in the United States of America or in Detroit for the next 3 weeks. I'm trying to get to a whole nother country. Fuck him. Oh man, you good? Oh man, you scuffed up my shoe. But no, man, don't even worry about it. It's just shoes. It's fucking shoes. It's shoes. They said, Anton, aren't you married? So what that mean? I can't get no pussy because I'm married? I like to have sex. I have sex almost every single day. That's a fact. I have sex almost every day. It's good for you. I have sex almost every day. Married people don't have sex no more? Y'all don't have sex because y'all married? What's wrong with y'all? Ain't that one of the reasons why you get married? It's so you ain't got to wear no rubber and you ain't got to worry about no diseases and stuff? Okay. I might be green. Let's continue. Let me go get it off this Lamborghini.
With the hip hop, at that time they said money, cars, clothes, and hoes, all the nigga knows.
Right.
That was our motto.
Right.
So the beefing and all that, now I had some people for that if you want that.
Right.
But I try to stay away from that because I always knew that once you start mixing the murders in, the feds ain't gonna let you get but so much money. They gotta come.
Right. They're gonna let
they're not gonna do that.
So what is it about that lifestyle, that culture, that seems to be embraced so much by us that ever since the movie started? Yeah, hip hop. But I'm saying ever since, like you mentioned Nicky Barnes and you mentioned
American Frank Lucas.
Yeah, Frank Lucas. And in '83 when Scarface came, everybody had to post it. Everybody watching that movie. And you get Chapo and you get Noriega and you get
I think people are intrigued by the underdog, right? Mm-hmm. The people that come from nothing, from poverty, from just the worst circumstances as you can think of.
Right.
And once you see them take nothing and turn into something and get that level of success,
right.
they become a hero. Right. So it's just like people go to Africa, steal gold and diamonds. You steal a little bit, they call you a thief. You steal a lot, they call you a king.
Right.
So it's the same concept. We just not talking diamonds and gold.
Right.
I can't live like this. I can't. I'm about to drop the link in the chat. Let me say something. I want y'all to be able to cam up and then tell me what y'all thoughts are. Whatever it is that y'all feel. You agree with me, you disagree with me, whatever, right? Let me say this. Let me read the super chats first. Jay Benji says, Coogee Fridays, I like that. Salute Anton, TGIF. Yo, what up, though? Shout out to you. Centennial G says, another one bites the dust. Beef Laguna has tamed the McDonald's fish fillet with tartar sauce. Rest in peace to y'all wild. Shout out to Centennial G in the building. Spaces says, in corporate or housewife, some women will cheat. That's a fact. Shout out to my girl Lucky, no longer doing panels with men. I seen your little post with your big head. I'm no longer doing panels with men. She was sitting there in her house coat. Because people, I know y'all seen a live stream. If you haven't, clipped it up. And, I'm very hesitant about dropping, other personal things about my life, about being a mother and stuff like that. Shout out to Lucky with her crazy self. Crazy is all she can be. Giving me the fat ball for the sweater because Anton is grown in these streets. Said, did you go over how the USD is on a decline? I went over it yesterday, Lucky. I think you missed that show. But y'all can jump up on the panel. Cam up with your big head. Christopher J is in the building. Says, rule number 1, never bring them back to the crib. Rule number 2, repeat rule number 1. Rule number uno. Rule number 0. In UX, we start with sprint 0. Don't even fucking be in a position where you got to worry about bringing a chick back to your crib because you're married. That's what my rule is. But shout out to y'all for being in these streets. Let me say one more thing because I seen y'all having a certain conversation. Y'all like my imitation of Lucky? Y'all like my imitation of Lucky? Y'all. Y'all like my imitation of Lucky? I'm not doing any more panels. She say panels. I'm not doing any more panels with men because I just want to be in here and maybe y'all can hear how girls talk, how when we be on the phone and stuff like that. I said, okay, Lucky. All right, Luck. Luck is in the building. Let me say one more thing because I was itching to get up on the panel on the People Let's Talk last night. I started to do it and then everything in me said no. I'm about to drop the link for y'all to be able to come up and give y'all thoughts, all right? I'm so tired of people telling me how money doesn't make you happy. You're a liar. Everything, have your camera on. Everything that you're saying to me is a lie. Money does buy happiness. I don't know who told you that it didn't. I don't know. And y'all, we can debate about this. Money does buy happiness. As a matter of fact, let me say this, because I almost went up there and nuked that panel last night. Money does buy happiness, A. B, being broke and in poverty is demonic. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. Being broke and in poverty is demonic. Some of the worst things and the worst environments come as a result of people living in poverty because they experience life on a completely different scale. You can't send your kids to certain type of schools. You are subjected to some of the worst decision-making abilities because you under duress. When people tell me that money don't buy happiness, I know that they've never really experienced what it's like to live in bliss for their entire life. And then they switch it up and they say shit like, well, the love of money is the root of all evil. You don't even really know the context. You have no clue what the context is. Man, people that have money, they walk differently. They talk differently. They move a little bit different. Now, again, it doesn't make you a better person, but it certainly still buys happiness. Right? If money doesn't buy happiness, then why everybody is so hell-bent on playing a lottery? Why in a recession that they make more profits in the casino than not? Tell me. I'm curious. I'm about to pin this link to the top of the chat. Listen, y'all been having a lot of stuff to say to me all week, so now I'm dropping a link in the description in the panel. If money does not buy happiness, then why is it that everybody is playing the lottery? Why is everybody playing the lottery? Let me get Ron up in the building and see what Ron is talking about. What up, Ronnie Ron?
Hello.
What's happening, my friend? How you feel?
I'm feeling good, man. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. What are your thoughts?
So on this topic, I mean, I actually want to talk about the I guess fascination of living the illegal life and getting that fast money.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think Pastor A.R. Bernard made a very impactful statement in his book, Four Things Women Want from Men, when he said that the culture is our response to adversity of the time that we're in. So with us being black and obviously without playing the victim game, right? Just talking about historical facts. With us having to go through what we have gone through in life, we have adapted certain means of survival, and that became the culture. So that's why people are so fascinated with that. I guess what Mendici mentioned, the started from the bottom story, climbing to the top. It's in our history of being in America, right? From prohibition days to any sort of revolution we've had has always been the person from the bottom fighting to get to that person on top. It's just that with black people, we idolize.
So you think it's a black thing?
I think that's a good one. I don't think it's a holistically a black thing. I'm just speaking for what I've experienced.
What do you think about reparations?
Okay, so I definitely got some thoughts on that. I feel like America gave reparations to a lot of other people, right? And they gave it to them for a lot less, right? I'm Caribbean American, so I don't think that I qualify for reparations from America. I think I'd have to take it up with the Caribbean and
Caribbeans
CARICOM.
Get reparations. I mean, do they are they seeking reparations from somebody else?
Yes.
Who are they
There's
seeking
a
reparations from?
organization. There's an organization called CARICOM,
Uh-huh.
and they've been fighting for reparations. I know particularly Guyana would be from the English, and then the other people like Haiti would be from France, which they kind of have a weird system.
As a result of what? As a result of what?
Just them coming in and colonizing and enslaving the people there to then benefit financially from that and economically on that.
Hey, Anton.
What's up, baby girl? How you feel?
Good.
My co-host and one of my favorite people ever.
What's going on? I probably got paint on my face. I'm over here in the house.
Shayla's in the building.
Oh,
what up, Shayla?
Good morning, Shayla.
Good morning. So
listen, Shayla is crazy, y'all. I'm gonna just tell y'all that in real life. In real life, Shayla is crazy in real life.
It's funny. Somebody just told me I was like fentanyl, and I'm like, dang. At least I get you hooked.
Shayla don't know what she wants. She crazy in real life.
I got a suggestion.
What's the suggestion?
Well, not a suggestion, but I really feel like when people say money doesn't buy you happiness, they're lying, and they probably just feel like they can't obtain the type of money that it takes to make them happy. Because everybody knows if money didn't buy you happiness, nobody would go to work. Nobody would go to work. Nobody would strive to get all these fancy clothes. They wouldn't strive to get their hair done and their nails done. Literally, during the pandemic, I started doing nails outside of my house. I had people banging on my door to get their nails done. Money don't buy you happiness. If you didn't have money to get your nails done, why you at my door during the pandemic? Like, come on, let's stop pretending. The Kardashians are famous off people literally watching their lifestyle because that's what they want. Money buys happiness.
Oh, I agree. We just had this conversation last week where I said, listen, if I send you a certain type of plane ticket, you coming.
I'm coming.
You coming. You listen, if I send you that plane ticket, what is it with women? Why do women like flying so much? What is it about a trip that women like so much?
I don't think it's the flying part because I'd be knocked out on all my flights, but it's just going somewhere different. The weather change is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, being taken care of, not having to worry about it.
So what was you saying, big dog? I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
Ron,
I mean,
go ahead, Ron.
Yeah.
Shayla, where are you at?
We were just talking about the she's in the basement somewhere.
What are you working on? What is that, a house that you just bought?
No, this is the one. It had fire damage. So I'm getting...
Girl, I'm like, what the fuck is that, a haunted house?
Damn near.
Shit. Go ahead, Ryan. What was you saying?
Yeah. I was just talking about the the I guess the fascination of what Mendici was mentioning, right? That kind of that story.
So you saying that it's not a black thing then, right?
I don't think it's necessarily a black thing. I mean, I'm almost inclined to say that every civilization has kind of went through a similar thing, right? I mean,
What about
Putin is
now? Let me ask you this question. What about you go to war or you get invaded and then you lose?
yeah.
Do people deserve reparations in that particular situation?
I mean, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that's the same thing though. You know,
Why
going to
not?
war. You go to war for reasons though. You don't, and then when you go to war, there's also rules of war.
Does it
So,
really have to be a reason as to why somebody goes to war? I'm just asking.
well, at least we'll make one up. At least we'll make one up. I mean, in society, it's
Why do I
been
need a reason to justify taking over what it is that you got going on?
because I think overall we as a society agree to certain parameters of conducting relationships, right? When I'm speaking with you, I understand the certain rules of speaking with you, and society has those same unspoken rules.
Hmm.
It's like, all right, you can go to war. There's reasons for you to want to bring harm onto another person, but then also we got to have some level of diplomacy that we live by, or else we would be barbarians just attacking each other and going to war every single day.
What's
Fun
going on,
fun fact, by the way,
spiritual politics
Lance
and
Lance
What
right
up,
Lance?
there is
bro?
my Lance right there is my old football
Yeah.
QB
Lance,
Shout out to
in
you
Brooklyn.
know
Brooklyn.
Ron Lance?
Yeah, we had some fun times playing football together back in Brooklyn. So trust me, we seen all
Yeah.
the ugly stuff
Oh,
that
y'all
went
from
on.
Brooklyn. I know y'all crazy. Everybody I'd have never met from Brooklyn is crazy anyway, so it really don't even matter.
Oh yeah, it's a little different environment. I don't know we as bad as Detroit though, but
Detroit is players over here. We about money, man. It's a little different.
yeah,
Okay.
Brooklyn. I know Harlem was where the Fly Guys were. They about the Flash and stuff like that.
Harlem ain't getting money like the Detroit players, man. They don't listen. Harlem is impressive to dudes from New York. They not impressive to dudes from worldwide, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people from Brooklyn, they don't leave their blocks. I mean, either they move drugs on the block, they do a lot of stuff, and it's just everything is a money move from scammers to, what it takes anything for money, try to show up for the girls and stuff. I know even being married, marriage is a little bit expensive. They gotta get their nails done, their hair done. My wife is an AKA, so, I always make fun
Oh,
of,
you
always
know
make
what?
fun
These
because Kamala
AKA chicks.
Harris, so,
Let me tell you
but
something. These AKA chicks are the worst.
yeah, they bougie.
I think that in my entire life, including Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I trained my wife well. I said you can stay with me, but this whole spending all this money, and she already had $200,000 of debt, but we paid off a good $130,000 of debt just from mentorship and stuff like that. And also, money actually helps with setting up yourself in the future. So I think this is why money has to be. I'm not gonna say a priority in a sense, but
Mm-hmm.
actually creating a lot of money and also building yourself as an individual is very important. So
What's up, spiritual politics? How you feel, bro?
Man, what's happening, bro? What up, though, man?
Chilling,
Want to
chilling.
say, man, want to say appreciate you, man, for everything that you do, the transparency and whatnot, which is one of the reasons why I really joined Bag Chasers and whatnot, man.
Shout out
So
to
I've
you.
been getting at you in the email, man, just really trying to show you what we
I was
doing over
looking
here on
at
the
it
channel.
yesterday.
Okay, cool, man. So I wanted to just show you what we did on the channel. We uploaded something yesterday, kind of in regards of some conversation, about white people should leave black issues out of their mouth, that kind of
Mm-hmm.
conversation,
What do you think
which
about
kind of
that?
segues into some reparation stuff. You can't say that, man. You know what I'm saying? So the main reason I want you to peep out spiritual politics is because I really want you to produce it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you what I think about it because
Okay.
it's a part of history that we're not honest about, bro. Black people are not honest about the facts of white people came, got that ass out of slavery, and then we make up elaborate ass excuses talking about, well, Detroit and Michigan the North only wanted people to be enslaved to the industrial complex, which is a slap in the face of slaves, right? We don't tell the truth about Grant creating, like I said in the chat before, the enforcement acts that got rid of the Ku Klux Klan in 1870. We don't talk about the facts that the black man had a right to vote before 50 years before the white woman had a right to vote, right? So, like, what part of the system is that when the white woman can't even vote? And then she ain't even get a right to vote before black women. All women got the right to vote at the same time. 50 years, that's 12 election cycles, homie. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's like we don't tell the truth. And I got this history lined up, and we can go back to pre-colonial times if you want to, and I'll set the record straight. 1774, 2 years before the Declaration of Independence, 1 year before the American Revolutionary War, there's an article called the Articles of Association. There's 12 grievances in that joint. And point number 2, the founding fathers, some of them said, hey man, listen, George, we ain't fucking with slavery, homie. We ain't got nothing to do with that come this December. We done with that. We ain't hiring no boats to deal with that. You will later know these 2 gentlemen who signed off on it, George Washington and Adams, your first and second president, right? So there's some shit in the game that we just seem like we can't tell the truth about. So what I put in the video yesterday, we got to understand that it's always been 2 ideologies in this motherfucker. 2, when it comes to that white boy, and that's Union, which later became the North, abolitionists, and then you had people who wanted slaves, the Southern boy. And these 2 type of white boys actually come from different parts of England. And that's documented in the Thomas Sowell book, Black Rednecks and White Liberals. Niggas need to get up on game, for real, for real. So when you dealing with the North, when I see you, because you see one, man, I'm in Ohio, and I'm right down the street from you, there's always been some camaraderie that take place. You know what I'm saying? My aunts had hustlers from the D that used to come down our way, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it was all love. It was never no, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, listen, this is the territory known as the Northwest Ordinance, which is another thing. 1787 Northwest Ordinance, before the Constitution is ratified. They talking about it's going to be a new territory where slaves ain't going to be allowed. This is Ohio, this is Michigan, this is Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin. So wait a minute, if it's white supremacy all like that, before they even get the Constitution, which is the bedrock of Americans' jurisprudence and law, before they even put that in effect, they talking about, hey, ain't no slaves allowed in this new territory when we go get that territory. The Ohio River was the what? Was the border, the border where you couldn't even have slaves. So the slaves would get their freedom with what? They crossed the Ohio River. And that's a fact, man. So people got to stop with the bullshit and admit the truth. So to say white people can't have no conversation in this, how about the 110,000 Union soldiers that's dead right now? What you mean? John Brown had his 2 sons dead trying to get black people free. What you mean they ain't got no say-so in this? You understand what I'm saying? So for me, what I'm saying is, let's set the motherfucking record straight, all the way straight, and we can have this conversation and come with the facts. That's all I'm saying. Spiritual politics.
Yeah,
what do y'all think about that?
Because even though I think spiritual politics, that's your name, correct?
Yes, sir.
Even about I know Anton talked about Anthony Johnson, and a lot of people don't know in Virginia, I can't remember the exact date, he actually went into court and actually battled to live a slave, die a slave.
Hey Shayla, I'm gonna drop you down for 1 second.
Oh yeah, but
ahead,
even before that, they always say there was some black slave owners that were actually worse than the white slave owner. But a lot of people are just focused on, white man this, that, and the third, but they don't really know history of it. And also too that Africans sold, slavery and all this type of stuff to the Europeans. So what is kind of like your knowledge on that, or Anthony Johnson?
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. We don't want to talk about the black folks having slaves. We don't want to talk about Native Americans having slaves. We don't want it, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm familiar with some of that right there. Not the precise person who you just named in Virginia, but I'm very familiar with the Dahomey and the Oyo tribe doing their thing and selling blacks into bondage. We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about how we was having them white boys and, as in bondage, especially during the time of Moorish Spain, when the Africans went up in Spain and started doing their thing and making white concubines. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody's hand is dirty, but if we want to, black people want to hold on to the pain in America, and that's my crux right there. And it's like, well, hold on. There's a lot of holes in the system. And all I'm trying to really say is, listen, man, and I think Anton had a similar sentiment. we winning and we been winning, and ain't none of us lived in that particular timeline to be walking around with them kind of gripes. I do understand and I do think that post-traumatic stress or post-traumatic slave syndrome is something that can be passed on from the generations. I'm with that. But to sit up here to be immobilized and not do something because you may think a check is coming or we deserve that check, that's dangerous. And I'm also saying that, hold on, when you really look at the history though, for real, you had some bona fide soldiers. See, here's reparations, Anton. I'm gonna tell you, here's one of the best forms of reparations that's already happened. It was called Black people got in the Union Army. Harriet Tubman did. Nobody talks about that. And they went back down south with guns and time and killed the slave master. God damn it, what? Did that not happen? Did not Black people join the United States colored troops, went back down south, saw that white boy called the Confederates, and start putting in work on them?
Yeah, but
Okay.
but you also forget that white boy is only a cog in the system, right? So you can shoot a person, but that doesn't necessarily, you don't get a get back because you just shot that person. It doesn't.
I mean,
You
you
know.
got to even think of the gun laws. You know, in New York, why gun laws are so strict is because we can't defend ourselves. Same thing with Chicago. Same thing he talked about the gentleman in California yesterday or the day before getting stabbed. That's another part of it. If you take away the guns, you take away the ability for law-abiding citizens to protect themselves. So no, it's
Wait a
not a
minute, y'all
get
can't
back.
buy guns in New York and Chicago?
It's a felony to actually touch a gun in the state
Yeah,
of New York.
in
Even
New
if you
York.
licensed, you can't get licensed to carry a weapon?
You can't,
I
but it's
don't know
nearly
about the whole
impossible.
state because you can hunt. I got friends who hunt, but in New York City, yeah, you can't. You can't have.
So
They make it
there
super,
is
super,
no
super, super
license to
hard.
be able to carry a gun in New York City.
That's why
They
Wayne
No
try
went
concealed
there.
carry here.
Huh?
because one of the house
Wait. I'm trying to understand this. So you cannot get a license to carry a concealed weapon in New York City.
no, the court tried to fight
There,
it, but the mayor blocked it. I
there's
think
like very,
local
very
government.
few limitations, but the average person, no.
Well, wait.
They've been
Because
trying to
it's a
loosen
difference
those. They've been
between what
trying to
the
loosen
average
those
person is
restrictions.
doing and what's legal. I'm trying to
I mean,
understand, can you buy a
Plexico
gun
Burris.
in New York or Chicago or can you carry a gun concealed with a concealed carry permit?
No,
I don't know the laws on the books, but New York City has been infamously known that you cannot have a gun, and that's one of the reasons Lil Wayne took that bid. You know what I'm saying? Like New York City is strict on no
I didn't know
handgun.
that.
Plexico Burris
Yeah.
as
Do
well
you
too.
Well,
Remember
do you
he
have
shot
Plexico
himself in the leg.
Burris,
USCCA? I have
that's
the
different.
USCCA. So this actually tells you. I don't know if y'all can see that. Like with states, you can certain with restrictions and stuff like that. So if you have your concealed, have like a USCCA insurance. So if you actually have to use force, they actually protect you with
Hey,
going to court and
let me
stuff.
let me
So
get Phil in here, and then I'm gonna get one of my crazy people up here real quick. Hold on, let me get her in here. Phil, what's going
Hey,
on, Phil? What's your thoughts?
how are you, Anton?
I'm
I
doing
just
well.
came in for a quick moment. Going to duck in and duck out.
Okay.
The reason why I came up was I'm asking you to consider purchasing a Tryon supercar as opposed to the Italian car that you have under
What is it? You
consideration.
said a Tryon?
Yeah, it's called Tryon supercar. That car is designed by a Black American producer designer that designed the Tesla first, the Model S, and he spun out on his own and has his own car that is a beautiful vehicle. But most importantly, it's designed by a Black American. They
Yeah, I'm
just
looking
did
at it
the
now. I'm on the website
soft
now.
soft opening. From my standpoint,
It looks sick. What's the average
I think it's 150, 200,000 to buy
you sure?
these. Yeah, take a look. I have not
This
bought
look
one.
like it's cost way more than
Take a look. But the point I wanted to make was Black luxury and a opportunity for you and your brand to cross pollinate with this brand, and
I think it's kind of sick.
potential investment opportunity here because it's a real car designed by a real guy that knows what he's doing. So rather than, going and buying these Italian things. There's an opportunity to level up Black luxury. So I wanted to throw that out to you.
I
Had you heard
appreciate
about
it.
it?
I'm checking it out now.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous car,
The
and
Nemesis.
yeah, the Nemesis, exactly.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
So you may want to try to reach out to the producer there, Master
Yeah, I'll
P.
check him out. I'll check him out.
Yeah. So that was one thing. Just on a quick other thing,
Okay.
the reparations discussion. Listen, let me be on the record for saying that I support reparations. That being said, the U.S. Supreme Court has more or less ruled on this already. And what they've said is that Black Americans do not have standing to bring the case. What that means is you have to be the party that's injured in order to be able to file. And what's happened, this goes all the way back to the 60s. Johnny Cochran had been working on trying to bring a reparations claim. So from my viewpoint, if we really want to try to go at this, the way to go at it is this way, that you need reparations has always been granted through a nation state to nation state foundation. So the most recent group to get reparations in the United States was the Japanese Americans. And that came about as a part of the trade negotiations between Japan and the United States with Reagan. And Japan demanded that the Japanese Americans get reparations, and they got them. So my point is, look, if we really want to try to get reparations, what we need to do is to work with Nigeria and Congo specifically, but the West African continent that we came from. That's how you bring the claim. And then Nigeria and Congo with us bring the claim. Why? Because we have DNA evidence, which all of us can take a DNA test, and they can do it now through African ancestry down to your tribal level, that we can go on and bring that case, and you can quantify it because each person that was taken out of there, there's a multiplier of saying, look, this person was worth this amount, this is what the country lost, and this is the full amount. But, there's a lot of back and forth on this kind of stuff, but that's the way that you bring it. It's nation state to nation state. And if you go through all of the groups in the United States, even the native groups, they came forth with a claim as a nation, not as individual people. So those are the two things I wanted to drop. I have to move on. If you had
Thank
any
you, Phil. I appreciate you, bro.
Response, yeah. Okay, thank you.
All right, I appreciate you. Let me get Lucky Big Head up here. Miss, I'm not doing no more panels. What's up, Miss? I'm not doing no more panels.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what happened? What you got going on?
Why you had to mock me like that?
I was imitating you. I was imitating you.
Yeah. Well, I did want to ask, well, what do you think about that first? But then I do have a more serious question as to what you offer.
You making a mistake. I think you're making a mistake.
I could take a break. Y'all are toxic.
I think you're making a mistake. Listen. I think you should never really say never. How about that?
That's why I kind of said I'm taking a break from it because
you said you're not doing it no more.
Yeah, no. But I'm in from like a while, like a long while. I don't even know if y'all still gonna be doing them by the time I'm okay.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily that you have to do men's panels. I think that you should not be impacted by or bothered by what could or what is said, depending on whatever it is that's being communicated from that particular situation. So, for example, if you get some pushback on something, that's just a part of being on social media. You can be on a women's panel, and guess what? If whatever it is that you say resonate enough with whoever it is watching it, they can do a reaction and break down and say, I don't like that. Fuck that hoe. right? I've had literally, I can pull up 2 different reactions to the same video. One video will say, "Yo, Anton, I was completely right. I understand where it is that you stand at." And another video, and the exact same video, they'll say, "I hate that motherfucker and fuck his bitch ass wife." And there's nothing I can do about it, right? But at the same time, I knew what I signed up for when it came to social media. And so the bigger that you become, you just gonna have to more or less focus on the thing that makes the most sense and turn the negatives into a positive, right? I don't look at anything that anybody says and says, "Oh man, I don't like it what they saying." I look at it and I say, listen, whatever it is that they saying, it's forcing people to come over and see what it is that I got going on, regardless of whether they like it or I don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's free promotion. I can't pay for that. I can't pay for the level of free promotion that come along with somebody that's saying something negative or positive, because they got to come over and see what it is that they got to see. So what you gonna have to do is you're gonna have to get out of your emotions.
I'm a woman, so good luck with that to me.
Or
But
let me revise that. You're gonna have to not let your emotions affect what it is that you're trying to do from a bigger picture perspective.
well, see, I think the emotions come into play because I think what I had to learn, and this is the reason why I'm like, oh no, I'm done with the men panels. Give me a long time, because and this kind of goes into the next question. I think that the men on the panels really want to bridge the gap of understanding between men and women,
No, they
but they
don't.
don't.
No, they
They
don't.
don't. So then it asks you, if I really care about men's narratives and they don't, what the hell am I sitting up here just talking for? And then it'll be like the angle will switch to another narrative that I may not agree with or that I've evolved from or learned from. And it's like this hamster wheel of conversation. So then it's just like, maybe I should step back, because also the men are very gossipy and catty more
Yeah,
than the
guys
women.
are more gossipy and catty than women.
Yeah, so it's just like when the
That's
women are
facts.
in the space and the men are being like women, it ain't no room for us to be like women. You get what I'm saying? So it just kind of, I start having to think like, what is the value if you're in a conversation and the men in the conversations don't even care about how they're represented? And I'm sitting over here saying, okay, we should support a narrative to support men's message, but they don't even care how they look. Like, we have men in their 40s trying to be trolls. That is alarming to me. Like, you spend all day trying to be a troll, and we have real issues going on, which leads me to that. You, as a businessman, do you see yourself opening up any employment or anything for people to employ men, not necessarily in these spaces, but whether they're in your Patreon or just whatever? Would you open up a possibility for men to actually be hired by you?
The majority of the people that work for me is women. The majority of the
Why
people that
not
work for
men?
me is women. I have men that work for me. I also have men that make a lot of money that work for me, but the majority of the people that work for me is women.
So is it that, like, you don't really see yourself having a lane to specifically build up black men that may look at you? Because I think with you, you have a gift, and sometimes it seems like it's used for evil. When some men really, like, I be looking at how these men really look up to you. Like, that is a
Well,
blessing. So
everything that I see, it's not okay. So this is how I do it. I don't do it based off of whether or not you're a man or a woman, right? I do it based off of um, the value add, and I like for it to be organic, right? So let's just say I got a position that's open or whatever, or something that I'm looking for, or in most instances, it's not even a position that's open. It's more or less just, okay, you've been rocking out with me, or you've been adding value in that way. I got to create something for you over here because I can't not have you on my team, right? And so what I find is that most of the people that add the most value into my life tend to be
mhm.
feminine, right? They tend to be people that are beasts when it comes to they business, they work ethic, all of that other type of stuff. And more often than not, honestly, is women. And then women, I'm going to also add this in there, and a lot of guys don't understand that. Women are like Swiss Army knives to me, right? Because the minute that they realize that I'm not trying to fuck them, then they really start living in their purpose and they willing to do anything for me, right? They gonna go out there, they gonna take care of business, they gonna put on They fly as hookup. They gonna dress sexy because they understand what the goal is, right? And they understand that they also have inherent value to people that's looking at them from the outside that no man can ever have, right? Having a pretty woman, or a woman that's operating completely in their femininity is like, that shit disarms people so easily. And so they understand that. And when I teach them that, or when I leverage that, they willing to rock out with it because they know that I'm not doing it so I can fuck them. They know that I'm doing it so that we can get this money and we can bust this bag down together, right? And so that's just the way that I move, and that most of the things that or most of the assassins that I got on my team are women. And so, you know, I got guys that are editors. I got guys that run certain divisions of what it is that I got going on. I got a guy that runs the whole real estate arm of what it is that I'm doing as far as building things, my whole general contracts. All of those are men, right? But the people that do the ins and outs on a day-to-day basis, all of those are women, all of them.
Yeah, I thought of that because of how inspiring and just motivating you could be to some of the women that you've even meeting through here. And I always wondered, do the men get the same like upliftment, like, hey, get in there, work? You know what I'm saying? Like the
no,
prep
because
talk.
it's got to be you got to have a different mentality as a guy. Because I'm not going to treat you with kick. I treat the women harder than I treat the guys.
Why?
But the girls are, because I can get on the women. I can say, hey, what the fuck is you doing?
But you supposed to get on the men.
But think about it. I do. I give them the same energy, right? I can get on a woman. Me and Q, I'll bring her up here. Me and Q have had, I got to drop one of y'all down. I'm sorry. Give me one second. Spiritual state. Give me a second, because I'm going to drop down a person that I done had on here the longest. Ron, I got to drop you for 1 second. Me and Q have had some differences of agreement. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you this. I'll give y'all one story. Q, you with me? Mm-hmm. David, I see you. I see you in the back. I told Q, we in Miami, right? And so we all chilling. It's me, Q, and Rita. And I tell Q, I said, I can never talk to you. And then Q says, I can never talk to you either because you this, that, and that, and you stubborn, and you this and that. So she just fucking goes off on me, right? But this is normal, right? This is normal. I can call Q and say, at any point, I could say, what the fuck is you doing? Get yourself together or whatever. Why ain't you doing this or why ain't you doing that? And she eat that shit. And she don't look at it as me, going off on her. She look at it as, oh, Anton really care about what it is that we got going on. He care about me. We got to go and get this fucking money, whatever, right? And the same thing, right? Like, she can say shit back to me and I'll be like, and then I eat that shit and I take it into consideration, right? But if I get on a guy, them niggas be in their emotions. They be about to crash out. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like,
so
how come I can get on the women? I can get on the women, but I cannot get on the guys the same way. I got to treat the guys with kid gloves. You said what, Q?
I got to call you out. Okay, I'm on my computer's laptop.
Okay, go ahead.
You can't use me as an example. Don't use me, because I keep telling you, women are more conniving. And you see this. I don't want to name
No, they
them.
are. They are. Now, that don't mean that they're not more dangerous, too. Women are dangerous.
From my perspective, women are more conniving. Women are more emotional. Women are more backstabbing than men. Professional-wise, if you separate professional and personal, women can definitely advance your life. But once you intermingle that together, I think it's better to work with men. Of course, women are more emotional, but honestly, I don't know how you do it. You work with women, but look how that has treated you.
Well, here's the thing, though, Q. I mean, guys have done the same thing. Guys have switched up on me in the same way, right? I mean it's just not. They just haven't done it to where the public can see it. But guys switch up on you the same way, though, right? And so it's really no different.
Well,
but then that's why I keep people around me that's able to call it out, right? And they say, Anton, be careful of this. Anton, watch out for this. And sometimes I listen and most times I don't because I'm stubborn and I got to get my hand bit. But in a general sense, like, I think that just from a business perspective women are more fierce when it comes to going taking care of business and
Oh, that's
guys
true.
tend to be more in their
More
emotions when you
productive.
say shit to them.
That's true.
Well, I would say the reason why I think it should be more men, and I'll let somebody else come up. The reason why I think it should be heavier on men is because a part of the conversations on these panels say that men should be productive. I was listening. I hate that I say trigger names, but whatever. I was listening to Andrew Tate's live.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing he did say was the reason why him and his peers would be the 1%ers is because they're not worried about what people are doing on YouTube. They're actually out here in the world doing the work.
Correct.
So then I start thinking most of these YouTube channels that are men, they're on all day. Like, where are your kids? What are you doing all day? And it's like,
Correct.
I see it's alarming to me because I see enough black men in just this small space that could be adding to the building process. So when we have
But you're
these
missing it though,
conversations,
Luck. You're missing it though, Luck. The one caveat to that though is that are you on here and are you serving a purpose, right?
right.
Okay, so I'll give you an example. I believe that most guys above the age of 30 are who they are. You're not going to change them. You're not going to make them any different. Unless they come to the conclusion that they want to do something different, then they're going to have to reach out to you, right? But most people are who they are past a certain age. So if you don't reach them, or if they don't say, okay, listen, I'm looking to move differently, or I'm looking to modify my behavior, then that's just the way they're going to be. You're not going to sit there and change them. You're not going to make them any different. They're not going to not be a snake or whatever like that. You just going to have to move or put snakes in a position to do what snakes should do in a way that's conducive for you. I don't look to change people. I just look to put them in a position that I need them to be in at that particular time. I know sometimes I don't. Most times I'm able to spot it. I know who the snake is. I know who this guy is. I know who that guy is. I'm not looking to change him into being a donkey. Like, I want him to do snake shit, so I'm gonna put him in a snake position. Except for I'm gonna put him on that other guy over there that they can kick their ass. I'm not trying to change the snake from being a snake. I just want him to bite somebody else.
I think what it is, and this is why it's a step away. And people keep saying this is I thought this was a caller thing. I didn't know it was a panel. But
no, you on the panel. Fuck that. You messed up.
Okay, that's fine. Only for Anton, right? Specific things, it just becomes overwhelming because I really be thinking like we trying to bridge the gap of understanding, and these are men that are out here trying to get it. And they are not. So it's just like, why am I even talking to you and listening?
You can't tell the difference between the guy that's going to get it and the guy that's just... It's always going to be more betas than alphas.
Beta.
You can't tell the difference between the guy that's going to get it and the guy that's not.
Why you got all these women that you encourage to be on panels with betas then? Shouldn't you want us to be around alphas?
Because it's fucking entertainment and we make a lot of money doing it.
See what I'm saying?
But it's not like we can't listen to everybody on YouTube, right?
Wait. You think that I was rocking with fucking Kay and Kayla because I like them?
Oh,
look, I don't want to.
No, I mean let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Do you think that I was rocking with them because I liked them?
Yes, I honestly believe looking on the from my first experience coming to know you and stuff, it'd be a lot of stuff where I think that stuff be staged on panels, so I don't be knowing.
No, it's not staged. I don't be knowing. It's real. But then at the same time, I don't want to create it. Okay, so if you create an environment, right? Because sometimes they were right, but most times, in my opinion, that they were wrong. But let's be clear. There's a certain demographic of people that they may have resonated with, right? So the thing about it is that when you're creating an environment, you don't want everybody to think the same way, right? That's not entertaining. As a matter of fact, me and you push back on each other, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we got to be beefed out. You got a difference of opinion than I got.
Yeah.
Right? So my goal is to create something that's entertaining, but then at the same time, maybe we can put some medicine inside of the candy, but don't nobody want to watch a bunch of people holding hands and saying kumbaya. They still want to be entertained. And so when I see people that have a talent, or maybe you can mix this person with this person and they bring out the best in them, the goal is also to get to the fucking money. I'm not doing this shit just because I like doing it. I'm doing it because this thing is very entertaining, it's profitable, and if we learn something as a result of it, then bring that shit on. But you got to remember why you here. You ain't here just to be having no conversations in order to try to fix men. You here
I'm
to get
scared
that
to
fuck.
say why I was really
No.
here.
You're here to get the fucking bag.
Why are you here, Lucky? Say it.
Well, I originally was here because I might sound naive. I really thought that black men wanted to have conversations that painted them in a better light. So then I wanted to support that. But they
Okay, cool.
don't.
But two things could be true at the same time. That's the medicine part. What the fuck is the candy? The candy is the entertainment.
Okay.
And you're going to have some people push back. You're going to have some people that say some type of shit about you, right? I'm not here to
Yeah, I
hold
don't
hands
care
with
about
everybody.
that. I don't care about that, but I think it becomes more saturated with people who don't have quality. I think it's just overwhelming to be on panels with men constantly. And I'm not just talking about little people. I'm just saying in general, when people invite you and stuff like this,
Then change the
and you like,
dynamic.
okay,
Have
huh?
have one-on-one conversations with men.
Yeah, I'm cool with that just for a minute, because even just like on Lapeef, like even coming to know, kind of getting familiar with Bruiser, but the first time coming in, it's like, what is this man's obsession with talking about hoes? You know what I'm saying? Like when I hear married men, I want to hear married men talk from a married person's perspective. Uplift
Why?
your wife.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. So you want to
Okay.
hear a married man talk from a married man's perspective, but you don't think that we also deal with hoes?
Why? You're married.
I think that. What do you mean?
Hoes love married
Married
men.
men get approached by more women
But
than
it
single
becomes
men.
conflicting when a married man for one topic talks about God and the next topic you got hoes.
Why not?
That's
Why? What, you don't think
confusing.
that guys that love God also look at hoes?
The guys that we all can say we love a higher power in some sense,
Correct.
right? But I'm not champion saying this is how you should walk, and
But
God wouldn't want
remember
to
though,
do this
Lucky,
because you put
if
yourself.
if
Uh-huh.
do you want to hear what you want to hear, or do you want to hear the truth and try to solve for it? See, that's the entertainment and the growth part of it, right? Because okay, how much more entertaining is it to hear from a guy that actually really do want to do the right thing and loves God, but he's conflicted because his dick is saying, but that hoe is bad over there. And so
Are
it's
you
a
talking about
war.
you,
No.
Anton?
Think about it. This is what the Bible talks about. This is the warring between the flesh and the spirit, right? And so if we then get down to the nitty gritty of, well, what are people really dealing with, right? Not the thing that they present in the general public with, but what is it that men are warring with, even good men, even men that inherently want to do the right thing? Do you want to hear the truth? Because I think that the truth in that is way more entertaining, but then at the same time, we may be able to bring some awareness and solve for the issues that we may be having by allowing for that conversation to happen. Two things can be true at the same time. Incredibly entertaining, wildly popular subject, but it's something that I think that needs to be communicated, and it could be, a good thing to solve for.
I could see the angle. I think that could be a bit of me being unfamiliar, like not being exposed to this many men at one time. So it's just like when you see and you see one man saying their example, this is what it is. I have not seen so many married men have this conversation just about hoes when we're supposed to be champion marriages, but they're talking about fucking
I don't
hoes. So
champion
then
marriages. I champion being successfully married. It's a difference. I don't think that every man should be married. That's the problem. That's a part of the conversation that's not being had. As a guy that is married, I don't think that every guy should get married.
I agree. I agree with that.
So why would I
So
champion marriage instead of championing marriage for specific guys that can be successfully married, that is mature enough to actually hold that type of position? Because that's a king's position. That's not a position for everybody, right? That is a king's position. That is a person that then is supposed to be responsible for so many other people, because the decisions that he's making impacts everybody around him, including kids that may have not even asked to be here, right? And so being successfully married come with a level of responsibility that I don't think that most people are prepared for, men and women. And so I think that it's a segment for that, but people need to be educated on it, and everybody is not built to be married.
I'll let Q get in there.
I mean, but I don't know. I
What
think
up,
that
Logic?
I think what's up, Logic? I think that you missed his other super
I
chat.
know I got it. I started. I'm gonna read them all. I just wanted to acknowledge them and let them know that I'm
Um,
seeing them.
I think I've been on YouTube. You've been on YouTube longer than me, Lucky. So it's like, when I first got on here, they were like, "Are you gonna hold women accountable?" I was like, "Hell no, that's not my job. Like, women don't listen. I'm not here to tell men what to do either." And I think with YouTube, it's a lot of messy stuff. It's a lot of funny stuff, and we gotta take it what it is. You can't please everybody, right? The bigger you get, the more subscribers you get, the more haters you're gonna get, and I just ignore that. Like, you gotta ignore that and just do what you want to do. There are gonna be people that's gonna give you blowbacks. It's gonna make videos about you, but that's what comes with being on social media, being on the platform, and you just got to take it what it is,
You know what else
because
come with it? If you know how to make it right, if you know how to do it the right way, money.
money, jinx.
They do. It
Yeah.
comes. It comes
Yeah,
through.
I can't say I have noticed like when you do grow, it does get a little bit more intense, but I think it's important, especially if you somebody like me that sometimes care too much, or like if you use people on the panel like I care about your marriage, and it'd be like, oh, look, Lucky, you can't be caring about people like this, and I genuinely would care. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
you can
it's not
care. You
necessarily
can't let
about the
your
negative part.
emotions.
It's just I want us to be. Maybe that's the stupid part of me. I just want us to be better. But
You can't let your emotions dictate your actions. Is what I'm saying.
no, I think I do a good job of
You
not
do.
doing that, but
But
I
then
also
I
think
see
it's
you
good
behind
to
the
take a
scenes too.
break.
I see you
I think
behind the
it's good to
scenes
take a
too.
break. Yeah, that's why I be saying I think it's good to take a break. That's why with this decision, I did not call you.
It's not good at taking a break.
Because that's showing that your emotions is taking over. You don't need to take a
It
break for
is.
what?
And you have to be consistent with the thing that allows for you to be successful. It's consistency. Everything about this game is consistency. Um, as a matter of fact, I think it's even more entertaining to leave your emotions into it. I think
Entertaining for who?
for people, if I listen, one of the things that I lean on the most is the fact that I'm passionate about whatever it is that I say. And so I may get up here and cuss people out because I'm feeling like y'all not fucking getting it. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And I say that shit and I mean that shit.
Like the
And
lamb truck girl.
and the people in it, but it hit them because they know that I really believe what I believe, regardless of whether you agree with me or not. You gotta tune in because you can't ignore the fact that I mean what I say and I say what I mean. And I think that that's way more impactful and it resonates more with people than people just getting up here and saying whatever the fuck they think that everybody else want to hear.
I yield my time.
What up, David? What up, y'all? Y'all, anybody can jump in and say whatever they want to say.
Oh no, y'all. I'm just sitting here soaking it in. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to learn from y'all. All of y'all, Island Girl, Lucky. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think I'm gonna step into the YouTube atmosphere in a minute. So I'm just learning. I'm just sitting back, just soaking up the game. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, honestly, I just think that
Prayers for
most
you,
people
bro.
is not. A lot of people, and Lucky and Q can tell y'all. I don't think spiritual world. A lot of y'all can say it. A lot of people not built for this. They think that they are. They think that they just gonna come up here and nobody and everything is gonna be kumbaya and they just gonna have a good time. And you're gonna see some of the worst in people in history,
The
more
devil
worse
be
than you've ever
working.
seen in your entire life.
People will come for you, your family, your mama, your job.
Yeah.
So
I've
be
been
ready
trying
for
to
that.
switch to vlogging Q, and I'm just like, I'll make one. I'm like, I don't want to show this. Then I got crazy cousins. I don't want to show this. It's like, cause people gonna clip it like, hey, she cussing around kids. We
Mhm.
do sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, sit your ass down. Like we do. But then on YouTube, it's like, she's a horrible mother.
They
How
gonna
did
take
so?
to heart.
Everything is like yielding. So I'm just like, I need to take a break. Now, I mean, I'm gonna not be consistent, but I do enjoy having the conversations. But then it's like, you don't know who gonna be on the panel either. So then it
Yeah,
just be like, I don't like this motherfucker.
but
I
Oh,
I
just
don't
a
think
Say nothing to me.
little bit. Is that what you saying?
you said
You
what?
said what?
That was it messing with your head a little bit?
It does, especially if you're a person who genuinely think that some of these people want solutions and they don't. So they really just
Listen,
finding
listen.
ways to
What
argue with
person in
you.
any audience actually wants solutions? The most popular shows on YouTube
Drama filled.
Are the
is
messy ones.
toxic. They not based off a solution.
I would say on this side of YouTube. On
Nope.
this side of YouTube.
Nobody wants solutions. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
They want that ratchet shit.
There's one or two here and there. Out of every 100 people, if I had to guess, maybe 2 or 3 is actually looking to get something out of it, or it resonate with them, and then they take some different actions as a result of it. You're gonna get a 3% growth rate, and that's incredible. That's really, really good. I mean, those are the people that then email me. Those are the people that then, join the Patreon. Those are the people that say, yo, I want to whatever grow or whatever like that. For the other 97%, they just want to be messy. And so we give them that, they find the thing that they're looking for.
Anton,
what up?
So, you and Allen girl, actually. Mm-hmm. How do y'all...
Crazy Q?
Yeah, how do y'all vibe out with that? Like, when they coming at your head, like, how do you... Like, for instance, say something that impacts you as far as, like, your daughter, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody that's real close to your chest. Mm-hmm. How do you...
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, but why should I? Because let me be honest. Sometimes it may resonate with me if she sees it. If she's affected by it, then it'll start to bother me a little bit. Then I'll make the adjustment because that's just normal, right? You're a human being. Everybody got feelings, you know what I'm saying? So that'll bother me. But then I use that as motivation. Now, Q is just a shooter. Like Q, she just be like, fuck them bitches. Let's come for them.
I don't use the B word.
Okay, she don't use the B word, but figuratively speaking, fuck them bitches. Let's come for them and all of this other type of stuff. So I'll look up and Q just be shooting shots all over the fucking internet. She be tearing shit down. So, and I'll be trying to stop her sometimes. I'm like, Q, you got to be nice. And she'll be like, fuck them. We got to burn their whole shit down and all this other type of stuff, right? But I don't know. We use a mixture of toxicity and smart management, directing our emotions to then create. Because, see, I'm not going to sit here. I'll tell you like this. My best way for me to do it is I figure out how to make money from that shit.
Okay.
So you going to say something about me, and then I'm going to figure out how to come on a live stream and get 2,000 people in here to say some shit to back about you. And I'm going to make a lot of money, and then I'm going to clip it, and I'm going to put it up, and it's going to get 40,000 views. And then I'm going to figure out how to continue to make money off of it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to figure out how to monetize that shit no matter what. You on there because I'm living in your head rent free. I'm going to use you to make a whole bunch of money. You
think it's different because you're a man?
No, I think that guys is just as emotional, if not more, than women. Think about it. If a girl get cheated on, in general, if a girl get cheated on, it's not the same as if a guy get cheated on. You did break our heart. Like, everything in us is over.
But it's not only that, though. I think Anton divulges everything about his life on the internet, right? Don't put anything on the internet you don't want to be used against you.
Ever. Oh, that don't matter. That's still gonna come out. Even if you're trying to hide it, it's gonna come out.
You think so?
I think people evolve from where they used to be, and people still bringing up 5 years ago where they were, saying, "Hey, remember you was doing this," and they've evolved to something better.
No, so but did they put it on the internet? Was that on the internet that they put on previously?
Yeah, they showed the journey of their growth.
I got a whole list of I got a notes.
You saying just don't show it.
Don't show it. So Anton, going back to the vlog things, right? Because I'm doing vlogs and I'm like, I'm editing my carnival stuff right now. And I know how sometimes Americans can be very judgmental on a different culture, not knowing what's the meaning behind carnival. We're gonna be in skimpy wear and stuff like that. And I'm like, you can't care what everybody thinks.
I got a whole list of people that I've written down that I'm
hit list.
Yeah, I'm coming for
them. Okay, Pearly.
Well, no, seriously, I have a list. This list, I started this list maybe 4 years ago.
Why?
And it's some people, like some of them, I'm waiting to see if they get any bigger, because I want to actually monetize off of it, right? And so I'm gonna let them rock. I'm letting them kick it.
I think I know who on there.
It's a lot of people on there. It's people that don't even know that I know them.
But
And
Anton,
I got
you're
a list. I
You said 4 years.
Hey Lance, let me drop you down real quick, Lance.
But
Island girl,
Anton, you're all about forgiveness, so I'm confused.
Oh no, it doesn't. But they didn't stop making their videos and saying the stuff that they wanted to say.
Oh, okay. That's
where you
different.
from? What island are you from?
St. Croix.
Okay, Barbados.
So if they ever now, it's certain people that I done made a truce with, and I said, okay, listen, I never say nothing about you again or whatever, and it's just cool. You know what I'm saying? And we just keep it moving. But there's other people that I keep a
Did
list
you
on.
ever by his side, like you know what I'm saying, pull him aside, like, look, I can take a shot at you. But I'm gonna let you slide with this right now. All right.
No, because I don't see it as a problem. I think it's a good thing. I'm cool with the fact that they, you know what I'm saying, they rocking out and they got their energy and all of that. I'm with it. It's just that they listen. What you think is meaningful to you is gonna be different than what I think is gonna be meaningful to you. And so when I get you, you can't say that it was unwarranted because now you broke the rules. There is no rules in war.
Okay.
And so I keep a list, right? I know exactly who they are. I know where they live. I know where they work at. I know who their father is. I know who their daughter is. I know whether or not you married or not. I know if you got a secret baby mama. I know everything about you, and so I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. And sometimes it take me a little bit longer. Sometimes it's hard to find certain people or whatever. And somebody might pop up 2 years, from now and say, "Hey, fam, such and such and such and such." And so I just keep that under wraps.
Okay.
But if they ever get to a certain level, and they get it to where I can justify coming at them, right? Because I'm not just gonna do it out of the blue, right? I gotta wait until you say something or you do something that actually warrants a response that's meaningful. Then we gonna have it out. And
what
if whatever
about
happens, happens. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I
I
win.
ain't
But
gonna
either
lie.
way, I'm gonna make a lot of money off of it.
what about how does
I
Rita?
do.
Oh, got that? What? I only got one guy, and I already doxed him a couple times, so I know.
No, I wouldn't dox
No, I
nobody.
got
I wouldn't
recording.
dox
Well,
nobody.
it's not doxing. Logic tells me it's doxing, but it's public information, so it's not really doxing.
Well, what about Rita? How does Rita, like
Rita's completely oblivious to what the fuck is happening on the internet. The only thing she knows is what it is that she watched from me. Rita is not on YouTube. Rita is on TikTok. All she do is watch TikToks. Rita never watches YouTube. The only thing that she look at is TikToks. Only time she watch YouTube is when I'm on there. So she's completely oblivious to anything that anybody is saying, unless I mention it.
Well, I'm gonna go.
All right, Luck.
We'll talk about these panels on the back end.
All right,
but bye,
baby girl.
y'all. Bye, Q. And I don't know y'all too.
Let me ask you something, Anton.
I want to bring Logic
about
up, but I don't know if that's Logic back there, and I got to make sure that it's the right.
Logic, is that you? Text me and say that's you, because he said he couldn't right now. So.
Because I see a black screen. Go ahead. What was you saying, Big Dog?
Yeah, the types like, well, what I perceive to be from the Sister Lucky, right? And my question to you would be, she got that, to me, in my opinion, that Queen of Fool vibe, right?
Well, let me say this too. If somebody like goes off on me on the panel, or if they keep it strictly on me, I'm cool with that. The only time that that I then say, okay, now I got to make a list about them, is if you step out of bounds. And I only got 2 rules. I only have 2 things that you can do to step out of bounds. If you talk about my wife or you talk about my daughter, that's it. Everything else, if you could say, I hate Anton, he's a piece of shit, whatever, he against the black, I'm cool with all of that. That is fine. That is in bounds. That is what we good with. That's what I signed up for. That's just a part of being a content creator. If you jump off the bridge and you get overly disrespectful, that's my bounds. That's it. Everything else is fair.
Fair game.
Say whatever you want to say about me. I'm cool with that. But when you step over that line, then I feel like you trying to be malicious. And when you try to, because you're not keeping it G. You trying to be malicious, and when you step over that line, that's when I start to make you a part of the list.
So that's when it's entertainment. That's basically what you're saying.
But yeah, I mean, even if you're passionate about how you feel about me, it don't mean nothing. It's just the internet.
Yeah. So I have a question, Anton, back to Lucky's point regarding vlogs, right? Regarding women, right? What regarding vlogs, like, that's more about our life, our lifestyle and everything. What advice? He says that's not him. So,
See, and that's why I don't fuck
um,
around. I know what's happening.
oh no, he said it was him. He said, but
Oh,
it's not
okay.
him
Oh
anymore.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Dropped off.
regarding that, what advice would you give women that's wanting to do vlogs about their personal life or what they do, or men or whatever?
Get the
And
fuck away from get the
and the
fuck away
ones that
from
want to
here.
keep their energy pure, in a sense, the ones that
Well,
want to
get
guard their
away from
energy
here is
and
all
want
I'm
to and
asking.
deal with
What I'm telling them.
solutions.
They
away
can
from
do
here.
it. Just get away from this space.
YouTube?
No, you can be on YouTube, but this is only a small part of YouTube. You don't have to be a part of the
Oh,
manosphere. You don't have to be able to. You don't have to necessarily jump on these panels. Listen, my homeboy. I went to his wedding in Houston, and she probably got like 1.1 million subscribers. The woman that he married, nobody know who she is. She do her life update. She talk about her marriage. She does, you know what I'm saying, her little makeup tutorials, how she lost weight. She'd go all of that shit, but she ain't got no friends over here. She watch me. She familiar with me, but this demographic of people is not familiar with what it is that she got going on over there.
I get
And
that.
so you can do it. Just separate yourself, and your tribe will find you.
Wait, how do you separate yourself? Like, for instance, I'm starting to do the vlogging thing. How do you separate yourself if you started in this little toxic area?
Well, you can't. You just got to take what come along with it. If you started here, that's just a part of what you got going on. Unless you just
Yeah.
never show up and you just completely do your own thing, that
Yeah.
Hey Q,
that's
hey,
whatever.
how,
But you can't separate yourself.
how was it
What'd you-
working with him? Is he cool?
Who? You said with who?
I said, how is it working with him? For real, is he cool?
With who? I didn't hear you. You're going in and out.
I said, how is it working with Anton? Is he cool?
With Anton, see, I was gonna do, and hey, FYI, y'all, Anton's birthday's next week. So
Oh,
I
Jesus.
was gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna do like a little tell something about Anton on his little show that he does that same day. I think that would be a good show, Anton.
Does he
Let's do
seem
like
What'll be a good show?
like
smoke
like
show for Anton and Anton's birthday. Let's do a smoke show
You know what
or
though? Whenever I do a smoke show, most people don't even. What up, Logic? Whenever I do a smoke show, most people don't even. They ain't got no smoke anyway.
Roger, mute your back. Okay, I'm gonna say this for real. Like I've met Anton and Rita a couple of times in real life. Like Anton regarding taking care of somebody, worrying about them. Even though I hate when men want to take care of you, like want to pay this, want to pay that. I hate that, and Anton hates that about me. But I want to say this:
Oh, yes.
Anton is such a genuine and real person in real life. And y'all can say Q is saying this because da 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 da. But no, if you ever meet Anton, and Logic can speak to this too, because Logic didn't really like Anton at first, and then he thinks otherwise. So you can, if I'm lying, you can tell me, Logic. But if you go,
I still don't like that nigga.
that's a lie. That's a lie. That's why your phone server's sketchy. But if you go to one of the meetups, if you're in the Patreon, the back chasers, go to one of the meetups and have a conversation with Anton. And I've been to a couple of meetups, and then guys and girls just be tuning in, asking Anton a whole bunch of questions, and me and Rita just be there looking at them. I'm like, damn, why they over there with Anton?
I'm gonna
Just
have it
ask-
at a. I'm gonna have a private event next time. I think I'm gonna do a personal chef and all of that. It's gonna be sick. And when we
Yeah.
do the one on May 6th, it's gonna be sick.
Don't listen to me. Just go to one of the meetups and have your own opinion on Anton. Yeah.
Well, people don't. I mean, people don't understand, man. Like with me, with my people, it's deeper than that. Like people didn't hit me up and say, "Yo," and some people that's been on the live streams and stuff like that, that's been on the webinars, they said, "Yo, man, listen, my dad died, and my family is shit out of luck, and we ain't got no money to pay for the funeral." And I said, "Hey, don't want to hear nothing else. I got you," and we just pay for the funeral. There's then people that say, "Yo, fam, we about to get kicked out of our house. We pay for people rent." You know what I'm saying? Like we real as far as like how we really feel about each other in that community. Hey, Anton, I need to start this business, whatever. All right, cool, I got you. I don't hit them up and say, listen, I want this equity stake in it. We don't do it like Shark Tank. We do the Shark Tank. We may do a Shark Tank style as far as vetting out the business idea, But as far as like, if I think it's a good idea, I'm gonna give you your seed money and you, hey, run. And if you need some advice and some insight and information, hit me up. Like
Hey,
this
well,
is
Anton,
we do
Anton.
real shit in real life. All of this internet shit, this is cute. But in real life, we do real stuff. We really do rock out with each other. We really do hold each other down. We really do kick it. You know what I'm saying? On that type of on that type of time. So it's just different. Like, and that's why people can't understand, okay, why you got the biggest Patreon, why so many people rock with you, because they know. They know. It ain't nobody on here. It ain't no, listen, they can talk about subscribers. Let's talk about Patreon members. They can talk about subscribers. Let's talk about Patreon members. Ain't nobody even remotely. Kevin Samuels didn't have as many Patreon members as me. And that's a fact. That's a certified, bona fide fact. It ain't nobody. You can combine them all together and ain't nobody got more than me. Nobody. And we growing. Every single day we grow. So they can say
All
whatever
right.
they
Hey,
want,
hey,
but we can look at the numbers. It's different.
hey, look. Since you saying you do all this for the community, my car got towed this morning, and that shit cost me fucking 350 euros. So, nigga, cash out me 350 euros, because I'm hurt over this bitch.
Why you sponsor?
What's the equivalent? What's the equivalent?
Oh, I'm fuck with you. I don't need no money. I'm
You
playing.
ain't
Oh,
got
you
no
know
damn
I
car.
send it for real.
I
Your phone
know.
is in and out, Logic.
It's going in and out.
Yeah, is it your headphones? It's like scratchy.
No, no.
Yeah, it's a Bluetooth
Anton,
connection.
yeah, I'm on the Bluetooth. Nigga, why your phone always down in your lap?
Who, me?
Chris,
Nah,
he
that
talking.
Chris.
Yeah,
Nigga is
word.
not on
Motherfucker.
my fucking lap. What the hell?
Alright, I'm
It
playing.
is
Let me check
propped
this shit.
up.
Wait, Logic,
Logic got
Logic.
it.
Let's ask his question. I'm sorry, I don't know your name next to me because the names. But Logic, what is your
No,
intake on?
wait. I'm gonna say this. This nigga right here is a simp. See, I hate niggas. This nigga underneath me, I hate motherfuckers that come in. You came in. You didn't say none of no niggas. You lucky and cute. Niggas
No,
like
he
you gonna
asked
blow the
Anton a
world up.
question. Logic.
No, nigga, like, how much you wanna bet, Q? I will wind the bitch. How much you wanna
Wait,
bet?
so why you can't ask me and Lucky a question?
What's up,
No,
Logic? How you doing?
nigga. What's up? But you better quit simping in my. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you cursed in front of those white people.
Yeah,
And
look at that. Look.
I know. Okay, question, Logic, because I don't want to be biased because I'm a woman and I know Anton. Answer your question. What do you think about Anton when you met him in real life? Cut your nails. Get clean your nails too. Your nails dirty. How me and Logic are in real life though.
And Logic hit
I
me
ain't
up.
got.
Logic said, "Hey man," he said, "Send me the address." I sent it right to him. He said, "I'm gonna pull up. Send me the address." I sent it right to him.
I say I'm gonna be honest. I didn't get a full understanding of Anton until the second time I met with him. So yeah, I'm saying it, but it's each his own. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people gonna have their perceptions about things. Get to know people, feel them out. You know what I'm saying? Ask the right questions, and then that's all. That's how I did. So what I thought he was from the first time on the panels to when I met him in Houston. When I really kicked it with him in DC, it was something totally different. So it is what it is.
Hey, Logic. Hey, hi, man. My bad. I ain't say hello to you or nothing. My bad.
You
Don't
good?
listen
I'm
to him.
fucking with
Hey, listen. It's so funny though, Q. You know the funniest part about it is that if people really want to see who I am, it's not hard to find me. I am one of the most accessible people in the world. The most accessible people. It's not hard to get in touch with me. It's not hard to find me. It ain't none of that. Like in real life, I'm really there in everybody's city. And so what I'm trying to understand is what is it so hard to figure out? Most people don't come outside anyway. So we not even, you know what I'm saying? It's not even a thing. Most people is not outside. They don't come out. They're not interested in kicking it in real life. When you meet some of these people, and I ain't even just talking about regular people too, but when you meet even some of these content creators, self-conscious, scary, talking with their head down, shoulders drooped. You know what I'm saying? Like they not.
Ooh.
It's not really what y'all think it is, man.
Mm.
And it's David, by the way. Q.
Oh, sorry, David. Sorry.
Yeah. I just wanted to know what it's like to work with him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I'm gonna tell you this. I know my mic's scratchy, but the chick in the chat name,
Bluetooth. Take out your Bluetooth, Logic. Take it off Bluetooth.
I ain't finna do all that. Look, you asking too much. You gonna hit my cash app?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Look,
send you $1.
all right, the chick named Azarel in the chat. You want the dick pic hoe?
No,
No,
Logic. That is my baby. That's
Israel
one
is
of my
the
baby
goal.
girls. That's one of my
Jesus
baby girls.
Christ.
All right. Well, you need to tame your beasts then, Anton. See
That's your
that?
No,
baby.
that's my baby
Oh
girl.
my
All right, hey, baby girl. You on the DP? All
Oh
right,
my
go
God.
ahead. I'm done.
God. Christ.
I'm about to get off of here because I'm about to go to the dealership anyway.
Don't listen to Logic.
I'm about to go put my deposit down, spec my car out. It's gonna get popping.
Hey, thank you for bringing me on and stuff. Like I said, I'm just trying to learn, soak up the game, and because like I said, I think I'm gonna throw my hat into the YouTube arena,
Be
and
careful.
Be careful.
I'm always
Be
careful.
careful. Be careful.
And I
Don't
got
put your personal business out there if you don't want it out there, because it will be used against you.
That's a fact.
I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. I can't be worried. Apparently, I can't be worried if I go out there. So you're just out in the water at that point. I'm gonna holla at you. Thanks. You know, and
All
I see
right,
y'all.
I see Big Dog, and I'm breaking out and probably break out a new Coogee next week.
Coochie, coochie. What you doing for your birthday, Anton?
Huh?
What you doing for your birthday?
What day is my birthday on?
13th. I think it's a Thursday.
A Thursday?
Yeah.
I'm just normal, be normal, regular live stream.
And at
Let me
the
see.
end,
Pull up to Lapeef for your birthday.
No, I'm gonna just live stream now because then I gotta fly out the next day. I gotta hit Vegas. I'm gonna go check out that Usher concert, and then
And
yeah.
watch before I
yeah.
dip.
He
Huh?
said, he said he want to see your watch. Your
You want to
watch.
see my watch?
I said, let me see your watch real quick before I dip.
This one?
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Right.
That one right there.
Okay. One day. All right. I'll holla at y'all.
Bye.
All right.
Mm.
All right. All right. Let me bust down these super chats. I'll holla at
Bye,
y'all.
guys.
See y'all.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get into these super chats because I gotta acknowledge the people before we get up out of here. Shout out to Love C. Happy birthday. We love C. Shout out to Love C is in the building. All right, let me get into these super chats. I got to acknowledge the people. Spaces says rich problems are better than poor problems, and that is a fact. Major League is in the building, said, I like how you break down bricks, getting rid of the money with 20 men running train on a tramp, then loses value. Great analogy. Shout out to Brock, says pass a love offering. That's called erosion, my friend. It's called erosion. Canigula. What? Canigula says money buys back the little time you have left. Poverty is not a virtue and it brings ruin. Poverty is the devil. Poverty is the devil. Philip Lindsay or Felipe, I'm gonna just call you Phil. Says Anton, please consider buying a Tryon supercar rather than an Italian supercar. Tryon are produced by a black American who designed a Tesla. Yeah, you was telling me that. I'm definitely gonna check that out. I can't wait to go ahead and see that. Shout out to my dog Brooks, says my bad. That was supposed to be more than $2. Just call it a tip. Pause. He must be from New York. Real says Anton, you cut that brother off mid thought. That was disrespectful. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll be happy to see my people. You know what I'm saying? Greatness to Work says, I haven't been happy since my mom, dad, and brother passed. I give it all back. I'd give all that I have in the bank to have them back. But see, that's the thing. You can't compartmentalize it like that. Now, I understand what you're saying, but you also got to take into consideration, would you rather be mourning rich or would you rather be mourning broke? Would you rather be mourning regular or would you rather be mourning broke? See, it's one thing to be rich and having issues because you'll say, well, I give it all back if I could have them back. But if you broke and you don't have them, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? And so I think that money makes suffering ease. Because if you got to find yourself in both situations, it's not that you'd have to be able to trade the money to get it. Is what does it change even if you don't have it? That's what I'm saying. But my condolences to you. I hope that everything is better. It says every bank in America and also Wall Street was funded by over 300 of free slave labor and profit. As in the words of MLK, we coming to get our check. MLK died waiting for his, though. Spaces is in the building. Says, Big Cap, you can definitely carry guns in Chicago. Levi with the 20 ball says, I'm about to slap Fame and Hot Sauce on a man I met, had a Confederate flag tattooed on his leg. But that brother was truly one of my best friends. Don't get blinded by the North and the South. The South also migrated north after. Good situational awareness, too. The Oracle is in the building, says slavery started with the Arabs came to North Africa. The Roman Europeans had superior weapons after destroying the Zulu nation and took Africans. Shout out to you. Greatness to Work says, we need to sue the banks, not the government. That's where America's wealth came from. Over 300 years of free profit and slave labor. Sue the banks. Chris J is in the building, says, welcome to the real world. Lucky, learn to navigate it. Aaron is in the building, says the Supreme Court have a ruling on transports. I've seen that too. We're gonna look at that Monday. Captain Mike says, the push for reparations is the ultimate expression of outsourcing personal and communal responsibility. A fool's errand if there ever was one. Shout out to you for my dudes in London. Logic with the 100 ball. What the fuck? Logic, I need to send you this cash app to send you this money back. Says this is all about money. What the fuck, you? Salute players. Also hit me up with another 50 ball right after that. Says get money and bust on ho. Oh my God. My friends have too much money to throw around and they throwing it all on me. Executive Suite, MLE, my guy, says never let people run you off the block. This is business. Don't be sensitive. People will disagree, but so what? Stand on your square. What up, Q? What up, Q? Wet Willie says see things for what they are and not for what you want them to be. We didn't create the world. We're just a part of it. Shout out to you for the 10 ball. Also, JB says with the 10 ball, my wife and I have been together since we were 12. I'll be 39. It's wild how people have no idea what marriage and love is and how it's different between men and women. I would love to speak on this. You don't have to jump up on the panel. I would love to have you. Greatness to Work says conflict resolution, emotional intelligence, master them and be great. You are in the business of content creation and personality. Facts. Andre Bell is in the building. Says Lapeef panel Thursdays don't hit the same without you, Anton. Women would agree all men shouldn't get married, but all women think they should get married. Lapeef will be fine. On the Way Up podcast says, damn, I'm late catching the show today, but still gonna support you, big dog. Keep being official. Make sure you restream it too. You know what I'm saying? Aaron says, Anton birthday roast show. We not gonna do that. I won't bring none of y'all up here if that's what we doing. Levi said they scared to come outside. Tell them boys they better pray. Adonis 1909 says, I don't always agree with Anton, but he got my respect. From H-Town, you got my support. Favor and Pistol. We don't want to do the pistols, y'all. Keep doing your thing. Thank you for the 5 ball. Bitcoin Brown says, did you say before time that they told you 3 years for the Lambo? You stay inspiring, bro. Can't wait for my coaching call in July. Shout out to all of the people that sent the super chat and hold me down. I appreciate you. I got to acknowledge every single individual that sends a super chat. I will probably be doing some version of a live stream on Sunday, Tuesday. I don't know. We got to figure that out. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I love you. I appreciate you, but I need you to do me one more favor before we get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be rich by ourselves. I love you. I appreciate you. I adore you. You guys are the best ever. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.